That didn't work to the way that I wanted it to. Right, there we go. And... Hey everyone, welcome back. Sorry for the really long 3 minutes, I was just trying to set up some stuff.
No worries.
Right, so... How's everyone been?
No complaints here.
Tired.
It's been it has been a week. I will say. It is like, my mum broke her hip, so I'm looking after her.
Many
So-
problems.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, though, I've just sort of been chilling. Yeah, just very stressed out generally. And like, woo.
That's alright,
Yeah.
because today
She's
we're going to
getting
get
better,
more
though.
stressed out. If anyone's hearing any reverberation on my end, by the way, or any noises, that might be my washing machine, because I had to move from my office.
It's nothing but professional quality right here.
Things are going all sorts of ups and downs, so we'll get right into the game, unless if anyone has anything else to say.
Banjo.
Who?
Alright then. Today we do not have Juice, he's just recovering, so he won't be joining us, so we won't have Felix. More than likely, I'm just going to have it that he's gotten lost, and no one's noticed yet. More than likely, I'll just have it that everyone notices when he next comes back. So, without any further ado, last session, you guys took on a horde of zombies. After defeating most of them and actually having 2 of your teammates turned into zombies, it was revealed that after finding the mastermind behind it and having his powers nullified by none other than Cloak, revealing that he has indeed got powers, the zombies were turned back into humans, or at least they were turned back into living beings and fully healed, well, health-wise. Their injuries, however, were not so lucky. Because of this, you then found out by a compatriot that you had met earlier on in that session, you had met a werewolf, or a man who had the power of turning into half man, half wolf. He then told you that after you became undead, you technically counted as dying in this game, meaning that your band disappeared. After, however, the provocation from the doctor himself, Fletcher killed him, and it turned out that Fletcher got his band and all of his points. It seems as though if Adrian and anyone else who has lost their band wishes to get one back before the end of the tournament, they must kill. We now come on in back to this. The werewolf has been gone for a couple of minutes and this guy has just been killed. Fletcher, you remove the bone spikes that stabbed into you. Now, just before we begin, I would like to ask, has anyone got any changes to their healths?
Literally no. I mean, I've only got like, I still got my 31 out of 36. I think that was for a previous thing though. I don't think I took any damage.
I've got that you have written down 5 points of damage in total.
Oh yeah, that's it. 5 points of damage. So it's 31.
Because you're 36.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than the health I lost from the bone spikes, I don't think I've
Yep,
changed much.
your 31 maximum health. You have a plus 7 physical damage weakness to your windpipe, as you have trauma on your windpipe, and you also have trauma as you have a cracked cheekbone on your left-hand side of your face, as you will then take plus 4 physical damage. However, in total of damage that you have currently taken is only 7. The bone spikes are removed. They don't impale deep enough to actually cause too much of a bleed. So pretty much after you pull them out, the bleeding stops pretty damn quickly anyway. Adrian, your health is fully back up to the maximum that it should be at, which is 30. No more rot on any part of your body, including the hand that started rotting up to, 16 hours ago almost. As it is now currently 18 hours out of 48 hours. It is now 4 a.m. in the morning. So, the moon is shining down on all of you. You can see relatively well. I will in a bit get it up on the tabletop RPG. Sorry, the tabletop simulator, so you'll actually be able to see what you guys have, or at least what you guys are looking at. But whilst that's going on, talk amongst yourselves.
Just heavy breathing for Rakia.
Can I attempt to find like the blades that Rakia just discarded? I think one in me and one in other people around the area.
Yeah, just one sticking out of your side still, and it's just like, I'm sure it was around here somewhere. Where did it go?
You want the one of the blades.
The horn blades I made.
One of them is next to you, however, you cannot find any of the other two, as Rakia has the other two.
Yeah, you've got one. Oh, so I've got 3 now, so you give that one to me. That's very nice of you.
Well, no, you have 2 in total.
I've got
the
2.
third one is with... I'm sorry, I'm just now currently...
Yeah, I'm gonna give the blade back.
Yeah.
Because it was a gift.
Oh, that's very nice. Hold on, I'll say it in the Rakia voice. It's like...
Here you go, Rakia.
I feel like you're about to pat me on the head. There you go.
Say that in character.
So it's just sort of like, there you go, Rakia. There's your knives.
There's a slightly questionably cute abomination.
Throw it. Fetch, boy, fetch!
So, I believe I have here all of your characters, as we have Adrian, Rakia, Fletcher, and Cloak. You also then have the Doctor, who is now... I will now change the colour to white, because he is now...
The dead one?
Dead. He is dead indeed. I will also
Dead.
change this one as well. Ooh. I'll also share this with you guys in a second, but before that, so you've spent a few minutes sort of recuperating from just what the heck happened there. Obviously, you've given back the knife, as you said. Cloak, you took those weapons off that guy last time. I'm assuming that you wrote down what ones he had and stuff.
Yep.
Yep. And you're checking out your new wrist-mounted glowing band, Fletcher.
A lot of points on this.
Indeed.
I have not earned any of them.
No, technically you did, because you took them from him.
Yes, but not honorably. I did not fell the people he felled in combat.
Nothing honorable about him.
Yeah, right. Nothing honourable about him, yeah.
I'm just sort of in the fetal position. Rakia's in the fetal position clutching the knives right now because, she's still pretty freaked out by what's just happened.
Oh, yeah, all of you...
Sign up for zombies.
I want to point out, Cloak, if it weren't for the fact that your face and pretty much almost every part of your bare skin other than your hands wasn't covered up, people would be able to see you profusely sweating. Because not only were you terrified almost as equally, if not greater than Rakia during this entire situation, you also had been doing physical activities such as jumping from tree to tree, trying to be as stealthy as possible and trying to maintain your balance, which was tricky. Because you had to do it in the dead of night and only the moonlight shining upon you. And you took a gamble and it worked. So if it weren't for the fact that you were covered in different cloaks and hoods and a mask, people would see like sweat physically dripping off of your forehead. However, thankfully... Oh, God.
Considering the amount of dead bodies that are still there, can I just begin, like, letting them, like, putting them into the ground, so at least they're semi-buried?
Yeah, sure, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a sad sight indeed.
Okay. You begin doing so. But not with your powers. You are also no longer in your hybrid form.
Oh,
I can't. I literally cannot do that if I'm in hybrid mode.
Yeah.
As you de-transform and your powers do not work, we start seeing something a little gruesome. As most of you are sort of like away from this, Adrian, you are seeing the fact that a lot of these bodies, despite the fact that they had been nullified, they're not rotten anymore, but their bodies are still very badly mangled, and it is obvious that the decay is setting in very quickly again. But it's almost happening faster than it naturally should.
It's like on speed.
Yeah, it's like it started all over again. It's almost like as if you reversed it, but now the amount of time to take it from a fully non-decayed body to suddenly being a completely rotted away corpse, the time is halved in between those 2 points.
Ooh. You just kind of crunches their nose up again, I guess, at that. It's rather unfortunately disgusting.
Indeed.
I see no point in discussing it with anyone else, considering it's not something worth discussing. So, that's that.
Okay. So, what are the rest of you doing?
We're just relaxing a bit.
Yeah, just sort of having a bit of a cry. Before we start again, just Rakia's going to compose themselves, and then after a while, Rakia's just going to go, Felix.
What's up, Raki?
No, as I said, like
Yeah.
Felix isn't here, and you guys.
Oh yeah,
sort of
I know,
around.
but it's sort of like, but noticing that Felix is gone.
No,
I
as in
thought
like
we
you
should,
guys
like-
haven't noticed that Felix is gone.
Oh, you guys haven't noticed.
No,
sorry.
I'm gonna put that up there just because obviously you guys would be looking for him in this particular point, and obviously if the player isn't here, it would be quite tricky.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's just
Because
I was doing
in
the role-playing
character,
type
your
thing,
characters would look for them, but if you've all not noticed him disappearing, it's more funny to have it like, oh, okay, yeah, he's come back, rather than like I don't really like forcing character stuff like that, but it's just that like obviously realistically your characters would actually try to look for him.
Does make us look pretty prickish though when we realize, oh, there's only 4 of us. Wait, we don't care. He obviously was so forgettable that we didn't even think, oh, he's not here at the moment.
It's less that, it's more that a lot has just happened, especially considering the 2 characters that would probably care the most about him have actually just died and been resurrected and felt their entire bodies just die in 2 different ways and then be brought back in 2 other different ways. It's like a lot to sort of just have wash over you. And then as for Rakia and...
question their moral quandaries.
Oh, absolutely. As for Rakia and Cloak, it's because that both of them have just seen stuff that has terrified them to the absolute core. Both Cloak seeing the absolute scariest forms of what powers can do, and Rakia seeing the evil that dwells in the outside folk. At this point, you guys are a little bit preoccupied to think about someone who's not currently within your, current vision, so to speak. Out of sight, currently out of mind.
It's more like when he does return, it's like, oh, were you not next? I thought you were behind us.
Sorry, I've entirely lost what was going on. Who are you? Well, it's
Sorry,
it's less that.
I just moved on. I thought that you died, and I was quickly moving on. So
it's less that. It's more just like all of you guys have just come to this point where your minds are rushing at 1,000,000 miles per hour. If something isn't directly in front of you, you aren't massively thinking about it, especially because you sort of think that he is just off in the corner. Because I will actually try and stream this to you now, so that you actually might all be able to see. Boosh.
now let's see if this works on my. Yes, it does.
Because right now he would have been over here, so he would technically be out of all of your guys' sightline. Even if Adrian moved over here to sort of try and bury these bodies, at that point, Felix might not be there anymore, and again, would not be in Adrian's mind. If again, out of sight, out of mind. It's less that you're forgetting about him. It's more that you are not concentrated on anything that is not right in front of you. Kind of like tunnel vision at the moment. Preoccupied, yeah. A lot has happened to the four of you, mentally and physically. Potentially spiritually. So...
and emotionally.
And the brain damage.
Can't forget the brain damage.
So... yeah, so as that's sort of been going on, all of you guys are just sort of sat there in silence for a bit, not really sort of knowing where you all stand. You seem like as if... it seems like as if the cold, cool air is not cold enough to freeze you, but it's also not exactly... it's not exactly warm. It doesn't send chills down your spine, it's just calm. There is a coolness about every aspect of the way that the wind hits the leaves in the trees, where it flickers the dust on the ground and the dirt, and even some of the blades of the grass in between the trees. Everything about this moment is calm and peaceful. However, not all of you feel so peaceful due to the things that you've either had to do or the things that have happened to you. I want everyone to roll me a perception.
Oh, hell that. Yeah, super wisdom.
Oh no.
A perception, that's a 5.
Am I allowed to roll?
This is not an instinctive will situation. Okay, we're getting some good ones. Okay, so Rakia, you hear a click, like it's sort of almost like two clicks, a click clack, metallic in its nature. It's coming from behind you. If you were to say any particular distance, you'd possibly say give or take 10, 15, maybe even 20 meters away. But because of how still the air is, you can hear it perfectly. The metallic clicking as it just...
I sort of like... like an actual deer, I just sort of like, sort of turn and just go. Ah!
As you do so, I want. So as you do so, everyone notices you moving. Cloak, you hear the noise, but at first it's almost like as if you think that it might be a twig. But the second that you see Rakia move, you notice something's wrong. Adrian, you notice Rakia moving. Fletcher, on the other hand, you You don't notice until everyone starts moving, but at that point, I want everyone to roll me an evasion, but Fletcher to roll me any kind of reaction that you want, but with disadvantage.
Oh.
D20 plus 2, 3, 4, 6.
I'm just gonna roll for my ability.
Only I was in my wasp form.
Oh, I was
Damn.
prepared. I was prepared. I was born ready.
Don't you understand? I was born ready. I'm just now quickly checking the stats of this.
Turns out this was all a setup, and Raki had set this up.
Shut up.
Raki had knew long beforehand. Turns out Raki was with the FBI this entire time.
Betrayal.
Oh, I've got the wrong character sheet. Hang on. Hang on a sec. I almost killed you guys with the wrong character sheet.
Dear Lord Joe.
Okay, close that. Let's have a look real quick. Where is it? Here it is. Wait, is that... No, where is it? Oh my gosh. Have I lost it? No, here it is. There we go. Blimey, I almost lost that then. Yeah, there we go. Got the party up. So it's... Okay, it's... Gotcha. I was like, man, this guy's modifiers are really high. Looked at the rest of the stats. Went, oh, hang on a second. This isn't the character I built for today.
Oh, that's the murder god.
Oh, guys, sorry. Yeah, you're all gonna die. No. Yeah. So let's see. Fletcher, you got a 10. So technically, your abilities do work, but it doesn't matter because you weren't the person who got the lowest roll. As you hear a large gunshot, you see a slight muzzle flash, and the bullet goes past all three of you and hits Adrian. As it does so,
Fortunate.
yes, it is indeed unfortunate, as you are dealt. Damage of which that I'm currently writing down now.
1,000 points of damage.
I want to point this out. This isn't where it stops. I just have to roll this. Oh. So Sam, how attached to you are how attached to Adrian are you?
God damn it.
Okay, so
Joe, why would she always kill me first?
So, by the way, I'm just going to point out the D10 was not a mistake, but it is being deleted because it is not necessary for you to know why that D10 is there, because it has nothing to do with the damage that you've just taken. As you take 11 points of physical damage, as the bullet goes right into you, but you feel something break, and then suddenly, the area of which that it hit you, you feel a great deep burning within inside of that part of your body as it hits you in the left shoulder and starts almost feeling like as if it's burning through your entirety of your shoulder. But the bullet didn't seem to go any deeper than roughly about 1 millimeter or 2 into your flesh, which still hurt like hell, but in total you have taken 19 points of damage. Now, I'm going to be nice.
I roll nerve to not yell in pain.
Yeah, okay, definitely. I was actually going to say, however, I'm going to be nice and say these are going to be 2 separate damages, so therefore it won't break your vitality. As the large gunshot is heard throughout the entirety... Oh, I just dropped something. As a gunshot is so powerful... As a gunshot is so powerfully loud that it knocks stuff over in my house. God damn it! It's heard and actually slightly shifts the leaves a little. As all of you sort of hear this, you only slightly caught a glimpse of the muzzle flash. I'm going to say Cloak And Rakia, I'm going to ask the two of you to roll me either a history or an insight.
I am
Roll
going
the
to
insight.
roll an insight. No, actually, I'll roll a history, so that and you roll an
Yes.
insight. That's what I'll do. Yeah.
Okay.
I need to build up this this stat. I do.
La.
Well, I don't
Okay.
know.
Oh,
We don't know
boy.
anything.
You didn't see anything other than the muzzle flash. You know roughly where it is, but you have no idea who or what shot it, and even what kind of gun it was. As for some reason the moonlight isn't seeming to sort of like show anything as to where this shot came from, except from directly behind you. So I'll show you roughly on the map where it came from. Roughly on the map where it came from. It came from around about, let's say, here-ish. But the only thing is, you have no idea what kind of thing that it is that shot it, where it came from, like as in what kind of gun it came from, or even how many people there are behind those trees. I'm just gonna grab these. Oh wait, no, I can't do that. Okay, I'm just gonna grab some of these trees whilst that's happening.
I
What?
talk to Adrian quickly.
Okay.
Adrian, it's probably not a very good situation right now. Why don't we just build us some kind of tunnel underground?
Ah! I attempt to do that.
You can, however, since you did ask for that that nerve roll, I'm going to say roll disadvantage, as your body is in a great amount of pain.
Good thing I have a +3 modifier to this.
Wow, that was
Yeah.
perfect. If it weren't for it sucked.
Yeah.
You tried
I
to place.
think the dice gods just aren't with me today.
You tried to place your hand on the ground. However, your left arm is in so much pain that the twinge of pain that goes through your body makes you lose concentration for a second on your powers, disabling you from using them correctly. All that happens is a slight sputter of the ground moves up, kind of like you make a tiny dust cloud from that is no larger than like the inside of the palm of your hand.
There's no time. He's out.
We're not gonna really get far running from someone with a long distance gun.
We should go to them and destroy them.
I attempt to see where the guy is, considering I was the one who got shot. I vaguely know the direction and where I got shot.
You know the vague direction because everyone dodged out of the way of it. In fact, I'll even show where Rakia is right now. Rakia is there, Cloak is there, and Fletcher... Actually, Fletcher is exactly where he was because he just tried to use his ability. But yeah, it came directly, like, in a straight line, which I might actually be able to show you guys. Almost like as if it was just like that. Like a perfect straight shot in between a multitude of trees that just struck you down. Well, I say it struck you down, you're not down or dead.
Yet.
As this pain continues, Fletcher, Cloak, Rakia, you know that Adrian is in a lot of pain. You won't be able to have the strategy of using any kind of structure-based shields or even underground tunnels anytime soon. What is it that the three of you can do?
Well, there is one new ability that I've learned. You know, my amazing tree felling ability.
Okay.
So I could make a beeline for the front and just like topple down the trees, with razor swipe. Oh, that's quite a big old modifier that I could probably do it.
Okay. So you want to run
I can
towards
try.
you want to run towards him and try and hit a tree next to him if you can find whoever this assailant is.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if that works. I'm going to ask you to roll me a perception, unless if you just want to make a beeline directly to where you remember he was.
I'm gonna roll a perception just to be safe. 'Cause Because one never knows. Right.
Now, normally this would be advantage against any particular types of stealth rolls. However, because that it is in the dark, it's normal for both you and him.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You look around. You cannot see or hear where he is coming from. You have no idea where this person is. I keep saying he, but you don't even know who it is or what it is that just fired that shot. But yeah, you're not sure. They might be still in that direction next to the tree that they just shot from, but you have no idea without actually going there yourself.
I guess I'm just gonna have to play. I'm just gonna have to guess.
What direction would you like to go in?
Like the straight direction where the shot was coming from.
Okay, so straight that way, sort of towards that tree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go on towards
And
that.
I'm gonna try.
Yep.
Just bounding like a Saint Bernard. Yeah.
Okay, and you want to try and hit that tree, or do you want to sort of wait and see if you can see them before you attack?
I think I'm gonna at least try and scare them. So I'm gonna try my razor swipe first.
Okay. Still on that tree, the big old tree that I've highlighted there.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Yep. Okay, so D20 plus 10 if it works. Oh no, that just doesn't make it. Not quite. I needed a 25.
As you go to attack the tree and you do smack it, you can do some damage to it.
Yeah.
So just roll for your damage.
Okay, 46 plus 10.
That's a lot of damage.
Nice. As you strike the tree, it does shake and shudder as like a chunk of it is just removed instantaneously. However, you notice that the person is no longer there. You're not entirely sure where they are until you suddenly notice, oh, I can see a little bit. Wait, what? As from this direction... sorry, I just realised I'm not even logged... There we go. From this sort of direction, there is a great deal of light. A slight greenish essence light, until as you turn around, a huge wall of flames, green in colour, bound all over you and deal a lovely 7 points of damage as they catch the other trees around you on fire. And I will show this in a form of... I think I can actually do little things. Ooh. Where is the drawing thing? I've got it somewhere. There we go. Yeah, everything in this current area is on fire. As everything is ablaze, as a large wall of green fire, which is visually obvious to the rest of the party, hits Rakia and makes her disappear in a wall of green flames. As this does so, Rakia, you have taken 7 points of damage.
You know that really that's really not good, not cool. That's not cash money at all.
That was
Saying
not
this, can I transform? Do
as,
a form?
as you see this, yes, you can attempt to transform.
Works.
Yeah, it works. As you do so, roll me willpower with, I'm going to say disadvantage.
I mean, this is about me being enraged. It's already going to happen, no matter if I fail or lose. So,
Yeah, okay. I mean, like an 11. At that point, it's your decision how enraged you may or may not be.
oh, Very much so. You just see Adrian begin to scream and fly towards the fire.
Okay. As you do so, are you actually going into the fire itself?
I'm going to try and move so fast that I breeze past the fire, the wall of fire. Actually, no, fly above the wall of fire.
Okay, roll SP then, because obviously you'll need to see if you can activate your flight. I will allow, as you do so. Are you going into there to get into the middle where Rakia is, or are you just trying to fly above where Rakia is?
I'm going to try and find the man. Did the fire?
Oh, if you go in here, which I'm assuming that you're going in here to see if this person is there. When you go in here, you do not see them. It is only Rakia. That is currently on fire.
Where is he?
Can I roll a perception to see, if I know, or just point in the direction of where the flames came?
You won't be able to see where he is at the moment, but you definitely know where he came from, or at least where the flames came from.
Okay, I just point in the direction where the flames came from, and I'm all kind of like, very overwhelmed by the situation.
Can I attempt to pull out my stingers and then leap, and pretty much fall down as to where I think Rakia is pointing to, so I can try to crush the man?
Yeah. What's your move speed, real quick?
Is a fair amount. It is 23.
Okay. Yeah. You'll be able to move there and still be able to do that. Oh,
my stingers
yeah.
are out.
Okay. Yeah, they're definitely out. So you've got both stingers, one from each. One from each arm. As you then sort of go towards this area. As you do so, and you sort of slam down, or even just float on down as quickly as possible, the person is not there. As that is, I'm going to say, roughly the end of all of the actions that you currently have. As I'm going to say, we'll go to Cloak and Fletcher. You have no idea really what is going on, other than the fact that green fire has suddenly appeared, engulfing Rakia, and for some reason, inspiring Adrian to go towards it. And
you do hear Adrian yell, "Coward!"
Yes, like a wasp to a fly.
Where are you?
Like a wasp to a flame.
Oh wait, that's not right.
Well, it sounds right, I guess.
All insects in the air.
So, as that's going on, what are the two of you going to do about this?
Well, I'm just annoyed that Adrian's run off when he was our best escape plan.
Okay.
It is fire, which is not ideal. There are trees, but are there any sort of bushes and things?
Yeah, there's a few bushes around. I haven't been able to put them in between the trees much because either they'll be overlapped and fall on top of it. So basically, yeah, there are.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I will. I don't have much choice but to essentially use the opportunity that they have afforded me and duck away and stealth for a minute to try and figure out what's going on.
Okay. So you want to roll stealth then?
Yeah.
Okay. And what direction do you want to sort of move into after you've rolled?
Show me the map again.
It's so basically you're here.
Yeah.
And the flames are over here. You haven't seen where Adrian has gone due to the current situation, unless if you want to roll a perception.
No, I think I'll sort of duck away first, kind of into the, I don't know, sort of left.
Okay, so you want to sort of go off in this direction.
Yeah, and then see if I can trigger instinctive will or not.
Okay, are you still trying to roll stealth to
Yeah.
around here? Okay. Roll stealth, then roll instinctive will. Okay, 13. 13 stealth.
Okay, the perception is working.
Perception is indeed working. Let's see if the willpower is.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so how far are you going left, by the way?
I might go quite far. I might go like 15 meters.
Okay, so
And then like
2,
a
4, 6.
tiny bit forward, I guess.
Hang on a sec, there we go. So, yeah, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Yeah.
So roughly there, or do you want to go further?
No, okay, one more square, I think.
Okay.
And then like maybe I guess diagonally left and forwards, just like
It's like that.
yeah, that'll do.
That'll pretty much be 12, 14, 16. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Right then. And that's the end of your turn. Let's see. Instinctive will is about 10 meters. Is it 10 meters radius?
Yeah.
Okay, so again, like 2. So this is about 3. So 3, 7. Sorry, no. 3, 5, 7, 9, and then half of this is 10. So let's say. Around about this much of an area you can sense. I will say, just for the sake of this, I will... Give me that marble. I'm going to duplicate this art marble. Clone. You can sense a life form here.
Okay.
And that is the end of your turn. I will get rid of this just so that it doesn't muddy up anything else. But yeah, you can sense this guy as long as your ability is active. I will also keep doing the circles if I need to keep reminding myself how far it is. We now come back to Fletcher. So
Alone.
everyone has run off without you. You are the loner.
Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can scan the tree, see if I can make out anything that does not look like my teammates.
Okay, roll perception. Okay, 16. Let's have a look. Okay, so as you're sort of having a look around, you're noticing obviously the flames here are illuminating a lot over. What the hell was that? Illuminating a lot over around this sort of area. As you continue to look, I will roll a stealth again just to see if he can beat that. His power or his current strategy has gone against him as you start scanning around, you see in between a few different trees that there is the man here as well. Just chillin'. You catch his silhouette, but you don't see too much detail. So. So what would you like to do with your second action?
Right, so I can see a person, or creature, but I don't know if it's my teammates or not.
I'd say based on the silhouette, you could at least gather that it's not a teammate, but you don't know if it's the person who's been shooting at you.
Okay. I guess I will take a chance and charge the opponent.
Okay. What's your move speed?
It is 26.
Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Yep, okay. And then when you get to them, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna try and tackle him to the ground.
Okay, in that case, roll me some grapple. Okay.
Oh, that's a tasty grapple.
Ooh. That is a tasty grapple indeed. Let's see. Yoink. And you go towards him and you just tackle him. As you tackle him to the ground, that is the end of your turn. As you tackle him, you just sort of hear this guy's voice just get, ah, damn it! As it is now Rakia's turn. Rakia, you are on fire.
Am I entirely on fire? Can I stop, drop, and roll?
If you try to do that here, that will not help you in the long run. Oh no. As you take
What is this?
11 points of flaming damage, as you are currently on fire.
Oh my god, okay, rapidly losing health here.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, I should probably, get out of, out of the fire?
yeah, that would be a good start.
Idea.
Yeah.
Get time to leap out of the fire.
Roll me, I guess, evasion or acrobatics. Either one.
I'm
will
gonna
work.
go. I'll go with acrobatics. I will, because
Okay.
Because I want to do a cool flip as I do it.
Okay, roll for it.
Come on, please. Yes.
Okay. As you do so, you get out of there by, as you said, flipping over the flames. You get out of there, your body is singed, and thankfully it's not currently on fire anymore. It's probably because that instead of you actually personally being on fire, it was more the entire area around you was on fire, and it was therefore keeping you ablaze. After now leaping out of the area, and you're now seeing that the flames are starting to spread, you still have one action left.
Well, oof. Goodness gracious me. I mean, I guess I'll have to just assess, my area, so the guy doesn't get the drop on me again.
Okay, so you want to roll
I guess I'll
perception?
roll a. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Roll
Yeah,
it.
because that was not good. I do not like being on fire. I've discovered. Oh man, I'm just.
You cannot see where they went, as it is now time for Adrian's turn. Adrian, you are currently enraged, frustrated, and you have no sights on this person who has done this unspeakable act of setting ablaze to Surma of the Forest and your friend.
Shooting me in the shoulder, probably.
And also shooting you in the
Various other
shoulder,
things.
probably, yes. Either way, so far has shown off only coward's work.
Using ranged weapons. Work of a coward.
Poison,
Going to continue.
the weapon of a coward.
I mean, yeah. Adrian just used all ranged weapons as cowards. He's going to, probably fly up and continue to search, screaming, Senate. To be honest, quite out of character obscenities.
Okay. Since you are already in flight, I won't ask you to roll SP again. But but obviously, if you're flying up, just roll me a perception.
Give me a good one.
Okay. I'm going to say, by the way, I'm just putting you there for the sake of it, because I can't put you down in midair. You gain eyeline of Fletcher tackling someone to the ground, over there.
Fiddle faddle.
So there you go.
Yeah, I should say very PG rating obscenities. Nothing. No.
You flabbernathie
Coward!
cobble snipe.
You in your bucket.
Come, sucker.
He's
Oh,
rich
doodle doo!
scumbag. Unusable lavatory toilet.
Hole in the ground.
So yeah, you see them.
Okay. See, so yeah, Adrian's going to fly over, more or less lift the man up, no doubt, with Fletcher still holding on. So they're going to lift both of them up at once.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll strength for that?
Yeah, I'd say roll grapple.
It's a good thing I think I have grapple. Supplement to grapple. I'd have no grapple. Or 7.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What's your move speed?
So I've got super strength.
What's your move speed?
My move speed is 23.
Okay, you can fly, if this works, you can fly up to about 13 meters up, directly up. That's a 7 plus the 9. That is 16. Okay. As you fly towards them and grab them, suddenly like a burst of like, pretty much like, the best way that I could say this is, as this happens, you grab both of them, and then this really weird feeling happens. As you fly up, the weight is half of what it should be. As you fly up, you're only holding on to Fletcher.
I didn't say I was flying up, I just lifted them off the ground.
Either way, as you lift either of them off the ground together, you only lift up one as he slips through your arms. As this guy is now just sort of backing off a bit, as you can now sort of see him. He's wearing a strange sort of visor-like mask that's covering up all of his facial features. It seems to be made out of some kind of tinted glass. However, the guy's actual sort of like forms of what he's wearing sort of seems to be quite tightly fitted combat armor, sort of giving him some level of capability of defending himself. However, once you actually look at him, it seems as though the armor itself isn't actually durable at all. Instead, it's actually more clothes that have specifically been bound in ways to sort of almost look as if he is actually wearing armor. The reason as to why this could be is possibly for intimidation's sake, or it is because that perhaps there is more to him than meets the eye. Either way, he seems to have intangibility as well. As he backs off, he then goes, "Well, honestly, that was a close one. Hey, so that means that you have intangibility, right?" As he points over at Fletcher. "Oh man, thanks a lot for that. That was a close one."
I suppose I could throw Fletcher at him.
I'm gonna say if you want to, you can.
Sorry,
I will
but
give you a bonus action if that is what you're doing whilst he's talking.
Jin is incredibly pissed.
Okay, go for it.
Wrong chat.
Yeah, wrong chat.
I really hope this works. To be honest, I suppose this would probably get him by surprise. I don't think he'd be expecting this.
I mean, he can physically see you.
Oh, I'm going quite.
As you throw Fletcher at him, Fletcher's entire body just passes through him, still whilst he's like pointing at Fletcher, as he just completely passes through him, flying backwards. and smashes into a tree. Adrian, can you tell me exactly how much super strength you have, please?
Oh man, don't kill Fletcher.
Adrian.
Only 3.
Only 3. Okay, so that's
It's only maximum 8 damage, I think.
no, that's actually a d4 plus then 3 dice up, which is actually then a d10.
Can I roll? Because hopefully it'll be considering all of the terrible
Hang on a
rolls
sec, I believe
I've
so.
had
Sorry.
this time.
Sorry, d4, d6, d8, d10. Yeah. So yeah, roll d10 because that is obviously you rolling
Just
it.
get a 1.
9 as Fletcher
Oh, God damn it.
Fletcher is struck against a tree face first and takes 13 points of damage as it hits his damaged cheekbone. This actually puts you at a sum total of 20 out of 31 damage. So you are 11 health left, Fletcher, as your face strikes against the tree and you slowly start, grinding down it as this guy's like, oh man, I can't believe that worked. This power is amazing. So, you seem to have wasp powers. The other guy, on the other hand, I don't really know what they had, although I didn't really see too much of them. They're rather fast. Although Hosconian, huh? Oh well.
Is he using his action to monologue, or can we all just go and beat him up now?
He's just ending this particular moment in time. I will say that it's not even his turn, as it is actually the turn of. I just allow you for the sake of character stuff. I allowed you a bonus action during this. This is more roleplay in mechanic mixing together.
Just the fact I could kill Connor is what made you happy.
Actually, it was more because that, this guy was monologuing, and you're extraordinarily pissed at him, and I was just like, this could actually work quite interestingly. If you had said anything else, I probably still would have allowed it. But yeah, as that's going on, it is now Cloak's turn.
Is there much movement going on?
I mean, you literally see this. This is no more than 4 meters away from you, if not 5. You actually see and hear this. As
Wait,
you
so the person who's in front of me.
That is the person that Adrian is currently attacking,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Ah, it's an awkward. I feel like I need to see if there's. Hi. He definitely has someone with him. Or something. I guess I need to continue to look around. I must move around a bit more and.
Okay, what direction would you like to move around? What direction would you like to move around? I don't know why I suddenly couldn't talk then.
Is there any way that I can? I guess I'll go around him if I can, and then just press on forwards.
Which
and then
way,
come
left
back
or
around.
right?
I'll go around him on the left, and then if I can.
How many meters do you want to move?
Probably quite a few, I'm thinking. If I can just. Yeah, I guess I'll swoop around and then keep going that way.
Okay, so 3,
Yeah.
5. Which way?
I guess forwards a bit, and then left a bit more.
Like there? So about
Yeah, then
6 or 7.
left again.
Yeah, like that? Or like there?
Yeah, and then maybe. I guess I'll go. I think I left a bit more.
Okay. Now I have to ask this. I'm assuming that this is supposed to be stealth.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll stealth. Yeah, he doesn't notice you. You have one action left. What would you like to do?
I'm still currently quite concerned about the. I don't know. I can still just try and use instinctive will again.
Okay, yeah, roll for it. And then we'll come
You're
to.
gonna get a load of points in this.
You're then gonna get.
Build
Oh
up.
yeah. Well, as long as you keep succeeding, yeah.
Yes, although it doesn't seem that way. Perception is a success, but is the willpower? Yes, it is.
Yep. So again, you sense. I'll again draw it out. So, sort of, let's say 2, 4, 6, 8. Say around about Rakia is around about 10. So I'll just grab this. Boosh. You don't sense anyone except from your teammates and this dude.
Okay.
And I shall now. As we now come to Fletcher. Fletcher, your face hurts. And you're on the floor.
Again.
You're crying now and your face hurts.
Hey, I realized both of those things are caused by Adrian. Alright.
Well, not my face hurting. That was a difference.
That was Felix, yeah. Yeah, the cracked cheekbone was Felix.
The broken larynx was me. That's
Oh, yeah, but that wasn't affected yet. That hasn't been used yet.
yet. Sorry.
So Fletcher, as you're currently prone, you have an option. You can either use an action to get it up, or you can roll dexterity or strength to get up. If you fail it, it uses up one of your actions. If you succeed it, you get both of your actions.
Well, gotta take the risk to get up with strength.
Okay, the roll requirement is only a 15.
Two berries.
Nope.
Oh.
God damn.
You get up slowly. That is one of your actions gone as you are up and turn around.
Well, if he's using my ability, I already know what to do.
Okay.
But the question is whether I can do it.
Do you say anything to Adrian or about the situation out loud in front of either of these two? Or do you just silently just
I'm too focused on the moment right now.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, okay.
I'm basically doing all that I can to stay conscious and not feel the pain as much.
Bruh. I don't know why, but I just suddenly remember that, like, was it that Vine or that meme? Adam! It's just Adrian!
Adrian! Dude! Not cool, bro.
Dude, bruh, stop.
Dude, that's your mom, bro.
That's, like, not called for. Okay, yeah, so... So what's your plan? You're hoping to attack this guy, then?
I'm gonna channel Phase Cutter.
Okay.
Because even if my strike goes through him, he can't ignore space.
That is true. Also forgot something.
That is a capital.
Actually, no, it's still part of the rotation. Okay. I just realised. Okay, so that's the activation of your power.
Oh, good.
No, I'm
And-
asking which one is which.
Oh, yeah, this is the activation of pot.
Okay.
It always goes first. Otherwise, I can't do it.
That is true. That is definitely true.
And I'm gonna hope for a 15 plus here. Because I'm going for combo.
Okay. Interesting.
Nope.
So
And
as you go to swipe for him, he sort of hears you sort of like getting up and then going towards him. As you like obviously grab your staff, use Phase Cutter, he sinks about a good meter into the ground as you swipe, as he uses your intangibility to dodge you rather than to just let you phase through him. As he sinks, and he goes, nice try, but for some reason he didn't turn around at all when you went to attack him. Despite this, he dodges your attack, and because you didn't get a 15 or above, you sadly do not get to use combo, as you have swiped. But I guess you're learning something quite interesting about the usage of your power, as after that happens, it now goes back round to... Now, it would have gone back round to Rakia, but it's now this guy's turn. As you swipe at him and that happens, he then just goes, as he then instantly just pops back up 1 meter, as it's quite obvious that the intangibility is no longer inactive, or is no longer active. He just sort of like looks at you, Adrian, and he goes, okay, so am I supposed to know who you are? Because like that level of attack was like way too rough. I mean, you guys are hanging around. I assumed that you were teammates, but you like straight up attacked your friend. I mean, using him as a weapon, that's pretty cool. But even I'm not that sociopathic. Or am I? As he sort of points his hand up, green flames come out of his hand as he attempts to ignite. As long as he attempts to ignite you. Now, I will say this: both of you, since you are in dangerous close proximity to him, you are both allowed to react against him.
I'm gonna see what he rolls first to say. Oh,
23.
Okay. God damn it with your good rolls.
Trust me, I don't see them continuing.
I'm just rolling for full intangibility. Damn it!
Say,
No.
what can I do? Because I can't block it because I don't get much off it.
I mean, also
Actually-
blocking would be really, really bad considering you it's fire.
No, the thing is, though, I do have my bracelets.
Yeah, but it's engulfing
Yeah,
your
okay, Jack.
entire body. Like-
I'm gonna have to do Asian, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
5 modifier. So it means I have to get 19 here. Or an 18, an 18, 19, or 20.
It's possible.
Gonna
Do
happen.
berries! Oh.
Okay.
Stop saying that. It doesn't
Well, I
work.
just had reactive hit. I could have just punched him and not cared.
As he sort of like, as his hand goes up and it starts covering itself in small green flames, he then sort of like moves his hand around and sort of does this huge waving motion as he sort of almost uppercuts it towards you. As a large amount of flame just sort of creates a huge cone in front of you, and your entire body is just engulfed in this fire. As it deals... Come on, low roll. Come on, low roll. 8 points of damage.
It's not bad.
That's not bad. And considering... Oh, yeah, no, I completely forgot how much damage you'd already taken previously. Which takes you from 19 points of damage in total to
27.
27. There we
Means I
go.
have 3 health left. Sweet.
Yeah. As your entire body is currently engulfed in flames, the tree behind you is now also ablaze, as is the other tree, which I will actually create a little box. You know what? I'm sure there's a better tool for this. Here we go.
As he just dragon breathed me.
Pretty much. I'll just say this really crudely drawn area is what's on fire. There we go.
Okay.
As it is now the turn of Rakia. It is now visually obvious that this entire area is on fire. It is also visually obvious that the 3 friends that you have are currently around this particular individual.
Well, I have 100 meters throwing range.
You do.
Can I? Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get the drop on this guy because he's like, he's not facing me, right? He's just like,
He's not. Well, he's technically he isn't facing the back of you. Like his back is not turned to you, so it would be getting him from the side from this angle.
still possible.
No, it's still possible. It's just not disadvantage.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, actually, if I roll stealth first to kind of like, stealth away a bit, would I get an advantage then by throwing it at him, or
That's up to you.
I'm gonna try and roll some stealth.
Okay.
It's worth
stealth.
a try because it's
Yeah.
It's worth a
roll,
try.
roll some stealth. Let's see what happens.
17.
Okay. You have stealthed. I shall see if he may or may not notice you, and whilst that's going on, I guess. Are you going to stay there, or are you going to walk in a different angle so that you can get the best, clearest shot?
Yep, I'm gonna line up my shot.
Okay, whereabouts would you like to move?
Let's see. I can actually see the stream now on my phone, which is a real advantage to
Oh yeah.
see.
I don't know what's going on, guys, but I'll just attack blindly.
So
Go on,
let's
just
see. I'm the grey baby. So I think just sort of behind those trees behind him. Actually, where is he? Actually, yeah. Just sort of I guess near where our good old friend Cloak is, because Cloak's the black guy. So.
Oh, you wanna go like right up behind Cloak then, sort of area, sort of just there.
Yeah.
Sort of. Like,
Yeah.
so
So
lined
and I
up
can
like
actually
that.
see Cloak at that point as well, and it's sort of
Okay. Yeah. Sure. I'll just
And
roll
Cloak
this.
can be aware of me as well. So.
Okay. He'll be rolling a disadvantage against you.
Good. All right. Here we go. Here we go, gang.
Break his neck.
With my
It's a knife throw.
amazing
Isn't it?
horn knife. Yeah, it's a knife throw. So
Get him in the.
my horn knife. Oh Jesus.
Quite the knife. Just why?
Oh wait. Oh yeah.
Disadvantage, he-
I was disadvantage. There's a chance.
6 plus 9 is.
It's
Same.
50.
Is it 15? I'm pretty sure it's 15.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I heard it differently from two different people, even though that I'm pretty sure you both said the same thing. Yeah. So you throw the knife, and again, sort of like it passes through his head, as it just slips through his head, as he just sort of turns only slightly, as it just goes, nice try. As it is now the turn of Adrian.
I really hope I don't die in this encounter, because I think this encounter is tailor-made for me, but it's already gone so terribly. Because of just how terrible
Blame
I've rolled.
myself. I only hadn't charged him.
I can tell you something. It's not a spoiler about who or what this guy is, but I can at least tell you one spoiler if you'd like, which is what kind of enemy this is.
Not at all.
No,
Okay.
I'm going
level
to
one.
get the stick.
he's a regular enemy.
No. Like
Not
whether or
gonna
not
get
he's
like this
whether or not he's an enemy, a mini boss, or a boss. But yeah, okay.
I'm going to attempt to poison my stinger.
Okay.
I've already lost so much health, and I really just have to hope I can kill him in one hit.
All right. Okay, I like that. Okay. So yeah, you coat it with poison. Not that he'll see that, but okay.
And you just gotta yell, like, for my family, and attack him and try and punch him right in the face.
We must save my family. Okay.
No, for my family.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't know why I had that in my head.
You killed Sashi.
Yeah. Okay. So, someone gets the reference. Okay. So I'm gonna roll this, but then I need to roll something else.
Yes, field.
That's
Baby.
not what you need to be concerned about, because he has two
Don't
rolls.
jack me in the face.
So technically, if the
Please
second
just
roll
let him
beats
die.
you, goes all for
Damn it,
naught.
him and his giant modifier.
Yeah,
Yes!
yeah, you do stab him as he just tries to. It seems as though he's trying to touch you. You then stab him. Roll damage.
Delicious poison.
Plus 5 plus 1d10. Please get me good modifiers.
Thunk. As you stab him right proper in the shoulder, right next to his neck. Almost going in between the sort of shoulder blade and the collarbone.
Yes.
As he tries to touch you, and it just not only the sheer pressure of you hitting him, but also the strength behind it pushes him back so that he misses the grab. As his instinct is then to just grab your stinger to try and stop it from going any further, it not without want of trying, he completely loses concentration on what he was trying to do as it pierces through him.
However, for all that you've done.
However, it seems as though as you do that, which you do all of that damage, as he sort of lets out a yelp of pain, as he then just goes. That really
Kill you, you cackling fool!
Allergic to wasps.
However, as Fletcher and I'm now going to say all of you notice as the backlight is lit perfectly, it does not go through bone, it only goes through flesh. As it seems to only be a surface wound, it has done quite a bit of damage, but it hasn't, not only has it not seemingly broke vitality, but it hasn't caused a serious or even too bad of an injury, as it is now the turn of Cloak.
I'm just
Oh,
shouting
this is
Cloak.
awkward.
What is your plan? Oh, nullified one.
Powers.
Man, if only there was some way of nullifying him.
Man, if only
Guess
we
we
had
never
someone
will.
who
Some way
could
his
stop
powers
people's
weren't
powers.
working.
No, well, it doesn't really matter
Only.
about that. I guess you don't need that. But what you definitely need is a guy with a rope attached to a knife. That's definitely what you need.
Well, don't worry, guys, because I am exactly that guy.
I will be here to your rescue. Start swinging it around as if it's like a mace.
Oh yeah.
Fighting in the exact opposite way that anyone needs him to.
Cloak was there.
I want to point out that you don't, again, you cannot see this guy's face. You can't see his facial features due to this weird mask. Getting a closer look, it seems as though it has some weird sort of rings around sort of darker shades. The rings seem to look reflective, however, each plate inside of each of those rings seem to be almost as if they're what's the best way of putting it? They look more like an entire just one whole face sunglass. So,
An idea,
Okay.
but I'm not entirely sure. So,
what will Cloak do? Will the gang be able to defeat this terrible opponent? Find out this time.
Well,
Find out.
technically,
Sustain
my
another
use of
fracture.
though, if he's is there a tree behind him technically?
Yeah, because it's between you two. Because he's currently looking at the.
Because if he
at Adrian,
somehow
who's there.
uses intangibility in time, then technically, if it's stuck into the tree, I could still pull myself towards him.
It's up to you. I mean, it's up to you also if you wanted to roll any kind of insight on exactly what is going on in this situation. However, that would be an action.
Yeah, the insight probably won't go very well though. If I, because obviously my nullification thing is like free action. With the, if I say go to hit or whatever.
It's free. Yeah, it's free. It's free to activate before you touch or hit someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
However,
okay.
and like if you wanted it to last for an entire rotation until you next touch someone, then obviously that would have to be a new skill.
Yeah. Okay. And if I don't really think it would matter, but if I were to use Fist of Will, would that just be something I can roll with my punch or whatever when I go for it?
Technically, you can stack all three of those together because one is just before, and it technically is counted as a free one. Because again, you can't unless if you're still holding someone, you can't technically nullify someone until you touch them. Therefore, you'd need to actually like roll it before or roll it whilst you're touching someone. And obviously, if you're not touching someone yet, you're allowed to roll it just before you touch them. And then the next action is then, do you hit someone? If it's a usage style, which Fist of Will is, you can still then roll that. So it's technically 3 rolls, and 2 out of those 3 rolls are free. Because A, that's how the power works, and B, that's how a usage style works.
Okay. I'm just gonna check one other thing.
I don't know why, but I'm just like imagining like he's just still screaming out in pain, and Adrian is just like staring profusely at this guy's like mask just to see if they can even spot like even just the outer silhouettes of this guy's face, just to see if they can see the anguish in his eyes.
Much distraction.
To no avail.
Adrian's just having like Vietnam flashbacks, seeing in like the blacks of the eyes. You're like they're doing like anime. Where like they see fire in like black like lenses. They always do like the flashback sequence.
Yeah.
That's what Adrian's having.
Okay, I mean I might as well attempt muscle control anyway, because I only technically need one action, but everything else works.
So you want to use. So what you want to do is, just so I know, you're going to roll muscle control, then you're going to roll nullification, then you're going to roll Fist of Will.
Yeah, and then I'm going to attempt my usage style, I think.
So again, you'll only be able to technically roll those 3 things because one doesn't count as one thing, and you can only technically roll the other 2 because that. You're rolling 2 dice because it requires 2 dice to actually roll. So technically, if you roll Muscle Control and Fist of Will, those both count as the 2 actions of your turn. So you're literally hitting the limit as to how much you can roll, only because of the way that your powers work, and because of the way of the mechanics of the 2 separate usage styles. So if you wanted to do all those things, that's 5 rolls. That's the absolute maximum that you'd be able to do, only because that technically, if you didn't have nullification and you had some other power that didn't operate exactly like nullification does, you would only be able to do the two rolls, which is basically 4 rolls. So yeah, unless if you're doing a usage style in the stead of one of the 2 other abilities, you won't be able to roll for that.
Okay,
so you best hurry up.
So is what you're saying that I can roll everything without muscle control, but if I
okay. So you can you can roll muscle control, nullification, and then you can roll Fist of Will, because muscle control is a stat or a boost.
Yeah.
Nullification can happen just before you land an attack or whilst you are currently holding onto something, and Fist of Will is technically an attack action. So all 5 of those rolls you can roll for.
Okay.
You just because you said, "Oh, I'm also going to roll my usage style," which made me think that you wanted to roll a 4th thing.
Okay.
So it's either the way that you worded it, or maybe you didn't realise what was going on.
Yeah, alright, I'll try muscle control.
Okay, muscle control first.
Does not work.
No.
As expected.
Nullification time.
It does work.
That does work.
Does the willpower part work? No. That does not work.
Okay, so
Definitely doesn't work.
you're just throwing a punch at this point.
I guess I am just throwing a punch. Am I to his side or behind him?
You're technically sort of kind of behind him / beside him. So it's not enough for him to be at disadvantage in that way, but in the terms of
Two of us.
let me finish. In the terms of physical movement, if he tries to physically move away, he will be rolling disadvantage because he has currently got a freaking giant spike through his shoulder. So if he is trying to move, or if he's trying to activate a power that requires physical movement, he will be rolling disadvantage.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I might as well go for it. I will. Yeah, I will hit him. Hit him good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whack 'em.
So I can bop him.
I'm just checking out the abilities real quick, and I'm rolling. Let's see. Boosh. Yep. He does not succeed on that. As you run right up to him and punch him in the face. As you do so,
He's not very
Yep.
happy.
he's not very happy. Roll damage. Jeez. As he takes... Jeez. Because you're maxed out dex, aren't you? I just realised. Yeah, you're maxed out dex. Holy cow. As you do 10 points of damage to him. Nice. Blimey. As you hit him, and it's sort of like, ow! Alright, that's it. What the... As you have nullified him, as in his face, he just looks with a terror as he looks at his hand. He's like, "The hell have you done to me?" As it is, as it is now Fletcher's turn. As Fletcher, this is all you need to sort of realize. As Clay's like, "Everybody now!" Yep. I want to point out, like, the horror in his face is more seen through his body language because again, you can't see his face.
June is not loving this per se, but they're more content about the fact that he won't be able to sneak out of this.
Yeah.
This bastard.
Okay, so that,
Now we
I'm
get the
assuming
good
that's
rolls.
for phase cutter. Yep.
Neum. Oh,
And combo.
good lord.
Beautiful. That's a natural 20 right there. You know what? I'm not even going to make him roll. I'm not even going to... He has to roll disadvantage. I'm not going to make him roll with that since he got a natural 20. So yeah, you get to... Yeah. I will say, you didn't tell me combo beforehand, so I'm afraid I cannot allow it. However, you will be able to deal double damage.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So yeah, roll in the terms of your attack. Obviously, that would be 4d4s plus 8 plus a d8. I'm just gonna make sure. Nice 18 damage. Yep, as you deal 18 points of damage to him.
So I just tap him on the shoulder and be like, "Remember me?"
I used to be an adventurer like you. BAM! And then you took a stab to the head. So you thwack this guy straight in the skull. Yeah, this guy is feeling the pain now. As it is now his turn. Ow! I'm kind of feeling like you guys are picking on me. This is a tournament after all, but come on. Couldn't you just cut me a little slack?
But after what you did.
What are you talking about? I've never met you.
Adrian's just waiting to punch again, no matter what he does.
Wait a minute. Is it because of one of the powers that I just used?
What you did to the hive. Queen.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Is he going to react?
I'm just looking at his ability. So obviously you just hit him. You're not still touching him, are you? Because you roll for a punch, not grapple. No, you're still technically, your sting is still in him. I was actually asking Cloak.
Yes, although obviously after contact is ceased, it was like.
So he has to, if he wants to activate his powers again, he has to succeed a, what's the roll requirement? 11. Without any modifiers as well. Okay. Oh,
God damn it!
Fudge. As he just sort of just goes, huh? I guess that ability doesn't work as long as you think. As he then sort of like points gun fingers right at you, as you're allowed to react to this. Now I'm gonna say, because of the way that I think the system works, is that he still has to re-roll, doesn't he?
Yeah,
it's just to get rid of the ailment. Yeah. So the natural 20, that doesn't say that that's his action. That's his trying
gets
to
another
fight
one in
back.
a row.
If he does, I am going to be supremely annoyed with this timing. So he's pointing his gun, and there's a little drop of blood on the tip of his finger as he's pointing it directly at your head, Adrian. You can roll for a reaction, and technically, so can the other two that are surrounding him, since you guys are so damn freaking close to him.
Can I sweep his legs?
Can I attempt like an acrobatics, I guess, to jump at him and I guess try and.
If I was acrobatics, can I punch him as well?
Yeah, okay,
I'm gonna
so
try and throat punch him.
if you're going to do that, that's a reactive strike. Unless if you're just trying to you roll acrobatics to dodge, and hopefully, if you get a high enough one, then you can then strike him.
Yeah, I'll dodge roll acrobatics.
Okay, and as for you, Adrian, what are you trying to do? Reactive strike.
Try that as well.
Oh, okay. You're gonna. Okay.
I'm gonna try and acrobatics, like more or less move my head out of the way, and if I get a high enough modifier, punch him in the face.
I'm gonna be an asshole, and I'm gonna say disadvantage for you because you are still pinned to him because you are pinning him and he's pinning you.
Damn it, Joe! Just want to get natural 20.
He's still got this.
Oh, well.
Yeah. And I'll be nice, Sam. I'll even say that natural 20 counts as 10 for XP for you.
Aww.
Even though it was neutralized in the terms of the mechanical rolls, I will still give it to you as XP.
You're so nice, Joe.
I am being very nice today. Okay, so Fletcher, I'm assuming that's a reactive smack.
Yep, going for the legs.
Okay, going for the legs. Cloak, you acrobatics. I'm assuming that you just jump backwards, realise that he missed, and then jumps forwards, and then throat punch him, did you say?
Yep, like out of yuck. So.
And then Adrian, you're sort of pulling your arm back, dodging, sort of, or are you still stuck in him when you dodge, or are you pulling it out so that you can dodge and fully get off of him?
No, Adrian, considering he's just pointing guns at Adrian's head, Adrian just more or less moves their head to the side and readies a punch of their own with their free hand. Okay.
Okay, Adrian, roll damage for a dex-based strike, not a hand-to-hand.
Slightly less.
Yeah. Bill, obviously, you know what you're doing with your stuff, and obviously Fletcher, staff-based strike. all of you guys roll for damage. Jeez. As
It's just that JoJo gif, like just.
oh yeah, it's just you guys just kicking the living daylights out of this guy.
You're going
As
down now.
he's still attached. With your other hand, you just sort of like dodge, and then sort of like whilst he's still attached to your other arm, you just sort of quickly jab him underneath the rib cage, kidney punch. As then, Cloak, you just sort of, as I said, you jump back, thinking that he was going to do something, and then you sort of almost like, then with the same power and momentum, jump forward, and then just quickly dart your fist into the side of his neck, and then you just like Fletcher, you're just like right behind him, like, oh no, you don't, literally hitting him like as if you're trying to like make him break like a piñata. As all of you guys do 11, 13, and 14 damage, which I now need to add. Okay, so
Why
there's
are you doing this?
the 11.
Sonic
I
Heroes!
think activated, but isn't the basic dampening of holding hands passive?
Yes. So if you strike him, technically that means that he's dampened for. Is it a whole
Dampened for D4.
rot? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's a D4. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was a rotation. So he's disadvantaged, but he's still got his modifiers.
No, it just removes his modifiers.
Oh, okay. Okay. So he rolls normally. He can still use his powers, but for X amount of turns, he has to roll without modifiers. If he wants to get rid of it, he has to use one of his actions and succeed the roll requirement. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. And then, so hang on a sec. I'm just adding everyone's damage together. Okay. So that's Sam's finished, and now I have to add Fletcher's.
Did I knock him prone?
No, because technically, actually, no. I'll say he's on his knees.
Fair.
Because that Adrian is still technically attached to him. I'd say
You just knock his legs out from under him, and Adrian just keeps him standing with the two pincers in them.
in fact, if anything else, because that you're still technically flying, Adrian, because you're actually shorter than this guy. You're actually keeping him. You're actually again piñata. You're keeping him slightly afloat anyway. So if he's not standing, he's currently just like he's not prone, but he's currently no longer attached or anchored down to the floor. This is such a crazy predicament. Okay.
I do love this. I do love just how hilarious this meant to be serious moment is.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, you guys are like on point. Like this guy is a dick, but it's like we are pretty much now in the end game of this situation. You are ganking him to the point of which that he's not getting time to recover. As it is now, Rakia's turn again. Rakia and no, sorry, I was about to say Rakia and someone else. Rakia. Sorry, I'll just. Cloak is now currently very, very much in your way now at this point. You will not be able to throw a knife from that location unless if you move slightly off into this one. If I just pinpoint that.
I want to do something actually that we discussed a while back. You know, by giving turns to people.
Okay.
Because I can't really do anything, and I realise as well that this guy, has probably has one of those band things, and Adrian needs one of those bands. So I'm gonna let Adrian take the lead there.
Okay.
And
do you do it silently, by the way, just almost like sort of like waiting in the shadows, so that Adrian then just sort of, because at the moment Adrian is enraged, so it's kind of almost like if you give up a turn silently, Adrian will probably just do it without any moment, or will you actually outwardly break your stealth to say anything to Adrian?
No. I mean, if I could do the movie thing where like he can see me in the sun, and I just sort of like nod, and it needs to be done or something. But otherwise, he can just do it. Go do it, Adrian.
Adrian is just sort of almost like in within this range. Yeah, you give up your action, and you give up both of your actions. You give up your turn just so that Adrian is allowed to now have another attack. Adrian, you may do so if you wish. Which, come on, you obviously wish.
Yes, I am going to. Please. Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Cloak is MVP in this situation.
Thank you, Cloak. I've never been more happy for Bill to exist in my life.
Dude,
I'm joking.
oh my god!
Oh my gosh. Roll.
I'm joking.
You know what? Just roll damage, sir.
I'm always glad Bill. I'm always glad Bill.
He's already rolled
jeez.
damage. He's absolutely already rolled damage on Bill's feelings. I mean,
Blimey.
jeez.
Okay.
No,
So-
you know I like you. I'm joking.
Yeah.
That is... Okay, so I just have to calculate this just for a second. The amount of damage he has plus 20. Jeez, okay. Soaking it up right now. Yep, okay, so it's... Actually, just punch him. Where are you hitting him, by the way? Also, I'm assuming that you're using the arm that you hit him with earlier, not the arm that is currently impaling him.
Oh no, both arms are impaling him, but he pulls out the one in the shoulder to then try and punch him in the face.
Oh, okay.
So one arm is in the stomach at this point, and the other arm's going for the face to punch him.
Ooh, that's very interesting that you use that specific phrase, punching him in the face. As you do so, you actually shatter a part of his mask and scratch up all over his cheek and even get his nose. It's only a surface wound, but the amount of damage to his face is very obvious, as you have broken an entire half of his mask, as you see his eyes just sort of staring back at you, or at least one of his eyes staring back at you, his face beginning to look like the mark is now slightly leaking some blood. You can see his face is in great pain, as it is now the turn of Adrian. Again, because that was Rakia's turn given over to you. I love this. Punch. Okay, so it's my turn again.
Yeah.
Son of a. Unless if I got a natural 20, I wasn't going to get this.
Yeah, at this point, Adrian, they're still just gonna go with the punch.
Which
punching
arm
the
is it? Is it now the free one, the one that punched him in the face?
It just punched, pull back, punch. I wish I had
Think of
combo.
you, Goku.
No, I'm imagining that, like in Eight-Legged Freaks, the spider that punches a person to death.
Oh, okay. Bloody hell.
That happens in the movie.
So, you do more damage to him, and you break even more parts of the mask off. As you see parts of it shatter, I'm going to say that you notice that a part of it reflects, as it seems the reason as to why he was able to see behind him was possibly because of this mask, as it seems to have small amounts of mirrors and gaps for him to actually have seen behind him.
I don't think Adrian would even recognize this at this moment. Adrian is just filled with bloodlust.
I'm going to see that you all at least passively see this. Except from... Actually, no, I'll even say this, Rakia, because it's reflecting some of the light as the shards are flying off of him. As it is now the turn of Cloak. Yes.
Has he fallen to the ground yet?
No, he is still. He's he's only not even a meter off of the ground. If he is, that is not a difficult height for you to get.
Okay.
But yeah, he's not even a meter off the ground. He's just, his feet aren't attached to it. His feet aren't attached to the ground.
Gotcha.
He's now escaping that way.
So,
Because he's no longer impaled by the shoulder, he's now impaled by the side, like the side of his abdomen sort of thing.
I guess I might as well just try and grab onto. Can I try and tie my hands to his ankle with my rope kunai?
Yeah, sure, that would be finesse. So you want to tie the rope kunai to his leg or legs.
Yeah, but with my hand underneath it, so my hand is constantly stuck to it.
Oh, so you're literally tying your hand using the rope to tie your hand to his hand, so it's to his leg, sorry, so that it's even if Adrian lets go, you're gonna have to break this rope before I do.
Yes.
Okay, I see now what you're going with. Go for it. I'll see if he can do anything. I'll probably actually have it that he will... Needs to just make sure of something. Okay. Nice, and that is 17. Right, I'll just try this. As he is not going to really be sort of doing this willingly. He's sort of like kicking and flailing. It doesn't matter though. Your finesse outclasses his as like kicking and flailing. He doesn't know where you are, and it's like, okay, and grab as you grab one of his legs and then immediately tie it around his legs. That is one of your actions done.
I guess I'll just try and... Can I reach? I'm assuming I can reach the side of his knee.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of like palm thrust into the side of his knee.
I'm assuming this is to cause some kind of injury, like breaking or dislocation.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say, because he reacted earlier, I'm going to say that all I have to roll is his con. Which I don't think is all that great. No.
Nice.
Yep, so I'm going to say that it's not broken, it's dislocated. So he could relocate it if he had the time, but let's be very honest.
No.
Yeah. So right now, whilst he's attached to you, passively he'll be dampened. Is that right, or is it's if he's continuously being touched by you?
If he's continuously stuck to me, he can't use his powers.
Okay, so he's actually no longer dampened nor nullified. He's actually being negated.
Yeah.
Okay, right. And when he's finally free from you, you have to roll SP to see if he's still nullified after.
Yeah.
Okay, right, gotcha. Okay. So it is now the turn of. So as again, you just see this like really quickly. He's like moving his legs, like really desperately trying to not be touched by cloaks. Or no. As then he kicks out, and immediately you just see his leg sort of like almost perfectly folds into the way of the rope, as immediately wraps around it and slams his hand round his ankle. As Cloak is now holding onto his leg, he then palm strikes it, and then you just hear a horrible dislocating crack noise as he just like screams a blood-curdling scream. Like you can almost hear like a slight bit of like wince and weeping just in that, because it's like, this is not good for me. This is actually agonizing. So Fletcher, it's now your turn.
Fletcher's going to read the room right now. He's going to mosey his way over to a flying Adrian and be like, "You got this, buddy. We're going to talk about what you used me as earlier, but I'm letting this be as I go on toward Draki and give my last turn to him."
Oh, okay. So you're giving your turn to Adrian as you go over to Rakia. Okay.
This is so funny that we thought that this would happen with me and everyone giving their turns to me, but it's actually Sam.
It's actually Sam. Yeah, I like how it's like, yeah, we're gonna power game, and now it's like, no, we're gonna role play game. We're like, okay, we see that you need to sort of like, you've been the you've been like the lawful good character for like forever. Now it's time for you to get some like proper like chaotic evil, or at least chaotic neutral stuff out of there. I like to consider this erratic justice. It's like, no, this justifies everything that has ever happened to me. I
need to punch his head off.
So, okay, so you're rolling for that. I shall attempt to roll his... Oh, wait, no, I can't roll his powers. I shall attempt to roll Dex, but this is a disadvantage. And I'm assuming...
I don't think he can escape, can he? Considering he's grappled by at least one of us.
Yeah. By the way, real quick question: are you hitting him with strength?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So it is still disadvantage.
Strength.
Okay. Yeah. There's still disadvantage. Yeah. He's using Dex, by the way. Which is why I asked. Holy mother of all that is Hola. No.
Still failure.
He still failed, but it's just how insanely high that roll was. You can feel through the dice how much struggle is coming from this guy now. He's like, no, guys!
Part of me really just wanted to do the paralyzing sting just so he's frozen in place as I beat the life out of him. I decided against that. Maybe I should do that next turn.
As you strike him, roll damage. Jeez. Now, which arm? By the way, which arm is this being? Is this used?
Oh, it's still the same arm punching him in the face, in the face, in the face, in the face.
Again, the spike just tearing up like a huge, just tearing off a huge chunk of his flesh as it just goes past him. As your fist and your stinger sort of like the stinger connects first, tearing up a bit of the flesh, and the fist just smashing him right in the face, getting him in the cheekbone.
Think of him the Joker half cheek thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Jeez, the amount of damage this guy's taken. As like it's now this guy's turn. He goes, wait, please, just listen to me. The green flames, right? The green flames. I don't know if anyone can see that on the chat. I'll see if I can.
Gotta sleep.
I'll see if I can get that on. There we go.
Yeah, that's more or less what Adrian's doing.
Gotta sleep.
Adrian's not saying go to sleep, more like go die.
Cool, thanks. Okay, thanks, die. Yeah, so as he's screaming, so wait, the green flames, wait, it's not me, I know who you want, please. Do you listen to him?
Roll insight.
Yes,
Part
you
of
can.
me, I'm really hoping I actually feel this, just so I immediately go back to murdering him. A D20.
You can see that this guy obviously does not want to die, but he doesn't seem like as if he's lying.
Sorry, just the other picture in chat.
No, that's all right.
Ethan, tell me.
I don't.
Using the voice.
I don't know his name. Oh wait, am I using a voice? Did you say?
I'm losing my Adrian voice.
Oh, okay. I didn't know because when you said that, you slightly cut out, and I was like, oh no, I'm pretty sure I didn't swap over to another voice mod. Because I don't know who the guy is. I swear, I don't know who he is. But my power allows me to copy other people's abilities once I see them once. I can also copy people's powers once I'm touching them. Please, look. His ability, he can make green flames.
Tell me where.
He's down the mountain. He was near one of the beaches. I saw him. He had a tattoo on his arm. I think he's from the Mercenaries Guild? Something like that. He was using those green flames and some other kind of weird poison or something. I wasn't able to copy that, but I was able to steal his ability. Well, not steal, but you know what I mean. The panic in...
You see, like, Adrian slightly lower down. Just the rage. Like, still bristling with rage. But now knowing to force it to direct it somewhere else.
I don't know where he is, but all I know is he's strong. He already had about 1,000 points by the time that I saw him. I knew that he was too strong for me, so I left him. I just copied his ability, I swear, that's all I know.
I were you. Give up now and give me your band, then. And I won't.
Roll intimidation.
Like, you can see Adrian... Hey, please tell me I have advantage considering I've just wiped the floor with him.
Dude, not only are you getting advantage, I'm doing disadvantage because this guy is terrified. I mean, he don't want to die, and I want to point out, if it weren't for the fact that he was getting nullified and negated at the same time, this could turn the tide because he's only got +1.
he's got to get high numbers, I think.
Oh, of course. I hope not, because I kind of want this to...
Ty?
He doesn't get affected by it, but you can still see that he doesn't want to die, and he's like, I don't know what that means. I don't know how to give these. It won't come off. It's not physical.
Wait, can I ask? Out of in character, don't I know the rules? Like, if you give up, they disappear back to the normal
No,
world?
do you know why you don't know that? Because the only person who was told that in front of anyone was actually Cloak, because Dias Miyamoto told him, and Cloak didn't tell you jack diddly squat exactly how the bands work, because he was told it, and I then said, do you relay the information? Cloak then said, no, I do not tell them anything of what Dias told me.
Weren't we told before this? Didn't
No.
we, like, see the rule sheet?
You guys just know that, like, if you truly wish to stay a warrior, then you won't fail. You don't know if that would give you the band. You also don't know if him giving up would actually make him teleport. I mean, you could try to roll a history, or you could try to roll an intelligence, and I might give that to you. Or you can even roll an ingenuity.
Okay, I'll roll a hit. Okay, 13.
You know that technically, if this guy concedes to you, points would be given over, because if he truly feels like he's lost and he doesn't want to continue fighting anymore, that technically means that he's given up. Therefore, at the very worst, the points would be transferred over to you. So that's a possible route that you could go.
Surrender now to me. Concede this fight. I will let you go.
I'm going to ask you to roll me persuasion, diplomacy, intimidation, or I'm going to say even a seduction with advantage.
I don't have anything except for nerve.
I'm going to say, yeah, it's up to you, and I will still roll disadvantage. I'm going to be very nice with this one.
Nat 20s.
That's a 16. You got an 18. He's like,
Yes.
He's like, okay, look, you win. I give up. Please don't kill me.
I get the points.
Which arm was the band on originally?
My right arm, I believe.
So you look at your right arm. A band appears, a red band. As that happens, you are given 250 points. However, the band on his arm does not disappear. You can see its glow, but you do not see any numbers on it, because you cannot see where the numbers are on his band, due to the angle of which his arms are at.
Going to slowly lower him to the ground. Pull out my stinger.
As he sort of flops onto the ground due to both the fact that his leg is dislocated and also currently attached to Cloak. So he is currently prone, if not sitting down.
Oh, then. What you're going to do is I'm going to make you a splint. So you can put it around your leg. Then we will never see each other again. And you will not use those powers again. Are we agreed?
But these are my powers.
I said, are we agreed?
Intimidation.
You will never use the green flame again.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, roll intimidation.
7. I'm not intimidating. You have to remember, Adrian's quite small and in a suit.
It's less that, it's more that he's just like... It's less that he doesn't see you as an intimidating force, he's more like... Are there gaps in your specific morals? So he's now starting to say stuff like, well, perhaps I could just use it but not against you? I could swear that I won't ever fight you again with it?
That's an acceptable compromise now. And then Adrian just kind of de-transforms and then makes a splint to wrap around his leg.
Do you want to use it using your powers, or do you want to...
Adrian's just going to de-transform because they need time to decompress first.
Okay.
Before they go and kill who they need to
kill.
kill.
Casually, while being tied to him,
That's for
Trying to
detransforming.
feel through his pockets for anything.
Okay.
Get the badges. Get the badges.
Don't- I feel-
Investigation.
You make a
Um,
very
Failed to make a
shitty
split.
splint.
I failed to make a splint with my power. So
Damn,
I'm just going to make one. I'm just going to kind of make one with craft.
Clegg, I'll say this. It's a lot easier to be able to rummage around people's pockets when either they are unconscious or dead, not when they are currently conscious and still tied to you.
Hey, you got anything that might be useful for us since we're letting you live?
Come on, I at least need a badge to be able to continue.
I think you should probably go home. If you can't take us down, then there's really not much hope for you.
Roll me a persuasion or a diplomacy, whichever one that you feel is best.
It's just neutral. But
Yeah, okay, yeah, you craft a spell.
I don't know, I might roll diplomacy.
I love diplomacy. I know it's democracy, but I just like the idea. He still just is adamant. It's like, no, look, I made a promise. I wouldn't fight you any further. That's all I can do. I still have a reason why I'm here. As you splint his leg back, you sort of rejoint it back in place and then splint it. It seems as though all that it was dislocated. The splint might be necessary in the terms of to alleviate some of the muscle pain, but other than that, his legs should be pretty okay. Rakia and Fletcher, you just watching this from a distance.
Yeah, we're sort of like, I guess, like the equivalent of popcorn. You know, just watching it. We're just sort of like, we're in it for the drama.
Fair enough.
Now, I guess we'll come in and like, just sort of, now this guy's no longer a threat. Maybe we should move in.
Oops, sorry. Now, I want to point out there's still flames blazing right behind Adrian. Like however, thankfully, the fire is not like spreading.
Well, we have a campfire.
It's a bit conspicuous.
I don't think Adrian would like us cooking on green flames.
Once this guy is able to get stood back up, he's sort of holding his face as he's just like covered in blood. He's just like, I'll be going then.
I will obviously make sure I'm not tied to him.
Okay.
I guess like I should go over and like comfort Adrian a little bit, just like, a really long, a hand over that's attached to a very long arm reaching out to him to pat him on the shoulder.
As this creature comes towards you and tries to be relatively comforting in its own way, how do you react to this, Adrian?
Adrian's just kind of watching the guy go, and stiffens upon feeling the contact of shoulder, turns around to see who it is, and like very gradually kind of relaxes into it. Kind of lets out a deep sigh, a sigh of about 2 years worth.
Just do a little
Cooing
Nokia
noise.
lullaby for you.
One particular thing is on your mind, Adrian. This
No, exactly what's on my mind.
Yeah. The promise of something else further down. All of you heard it. You have no idea what that means to Adrian, or even what that means for the rest of the group. But this guy said that he can copy and observe other people's powers. So that kind of explains as to why he was able to copy Fletcher's powers, even though that he only had touched him after Fletcher had actually grabbed him. However, immediately after Cloak nullified him, he was pretty useless, meaning that he probably was the guy who fired the gun. But again, without asking him or even a full investigation check, you're not quite sure if he did actually have a gun on him.
I'm going to... Can I remember the vial of blood, the airtight mug of blood I have?
Oh yes, the regeneration blood. Yes.
Can I just pull off the top and just kind of dip my fingers in it to have some amount of healing? Not to use up the cup, to put a finger into it and see if what happens.
When you put your fingers into it, because that you don't have any open wounds, it does not seem to seep into your body. Because of this, it does not do anything.
Okay. Then just seal it up again. Put it back and I think.
As this guy walks off into the distance, it is now back to its relative levels of peace as the flames eventually die down, leaving only burnt husk remains of trees. However, the flames had started to spread over here, as I will show you now as they start spreading off in this way. The green blaze turns reddish as its master is no longer controlling or generating it. It seems as though the blazes are now becoming more red and yellow in their colouring.
We should heal and set up camp somewhere.
Yes. I think we should.
Which direction would you guys like to go off in? Would you like to keep going up the mountain? Or would you like to go down the mountain? The direction that you're currently in is further up it. Although the incline has not yet begun too much yet, it will very soon.
I mean, I could make a big underground base for us to stay in for the night.
You could try. Give us a. If,
You really think we should be staying here?
Yeah, maybe not here, but
To find us.
I mean, in Adrian's defense, being underground doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be found as easily.
I agree with being, underground, but
Alright, I'll make a decision. I think we should go further up the mountain because we were going up the mountain anyway, and then we could have an underground base, and then we'd have best of both worlds.
Yes,
That's
but
what I
point,
think.
At some point, we have to go downhill. We have to go to the beach.
See,
All of you knows what this means. Adrian is specifically seeming to be rather desperate to find whoever the originator of the green flames are. Their eyes seem to be relatively peaceful until getting a good enough look at them. There's almost
they're mostly just kind of blank at the moment.
this is what I was going to say. Like, there's almost a level of vacancy. Like there's nothing else in their sights right now.
yeah, Rakia gives a look of understanding, but also, says, "We're no good at a fight right now, so let's make our way up the mountain, and then fight another day."
Go tomorrow. Sure.
Fletcher also understands that pain. But he's going to tap Adrian in the shoulder and be like, "So, what do we do about using teammates as weapons?"
It's like Adrian just seems not to notice for a second, and then just kind of blanks. And you see like a hint of red go to their cheeks as they recall their actions. Oh. I apologize about that. That was not in the right frame of mind.
It was very funny, though.
He's like Adrian looked down slightly, like abashed.
I will agree with Ricky. It was funny.
You say that as a deep throbbing pain happens in your disjointed cheekbone.
But maybe reconsider next time.
Yes, I will. I'll do my best to not do that again.
So, Adrian, do you want to try and make your underground place here or anywhere around here, or do you want to...
Oh, no. We're going to go up the hill where Rakia tells us to go.
Okay. How far do you wish to go, then?
Quite far away from the burnt areas, I think, so Adrian doesn't get a PTSD flashback.
Okay. What I'll do is then, we won't need this anymore, so I'll actually come off of this now, because I don't actually have anything set up yet for this area. That's fine, because you won't need to, so I'll just stop the stream here. There we go. And then get rid of this. Boosh. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. There we go. Okay, so as you start moving up the mountain, how far do you go?
A pretty good distance. I mean, not quite all the way to the top, but within an area that's just sort of like very wooded, very difficult to get to.
Okay. You start traveling, and it gets more and more like wooded, as you would say. The incline begins to, become a bit more treacherous. You have been walking for about like 200, 250 meters, give or take. It's the moon. This sort of like it's now. Sorry, I just now need to check what it is. It's now around about 5 a.m. in the morning. As the sun is beginning to sort of like slightly peak over the horizon, so there's a smaller amount of light coming through now. So like you're getting a little bit more light than you did before. As you do so, you start realizing that like if you're gonna try and get some rest, it's probably best to do it sooner rather than later. As some of you are starting to become a little bit more exhausted due to the amount of damage that you've taken over the recent times.
Yeah. We'll set up. Do your thing.
Adrian, it is up to you if you'd like to roll for it, or I can trivialize
Just say
it.
I did.
Yeah, it's up to you.
To be honest, because I'd probably roll badly. Yeah, I just make like more a big square hole in the ground, like stairs to it, and then whenever everyone's in, I make a roof, but with a small hole. So it's like if we do put a fire, we won't choke to death.
Oh, it is like a wasp's nest. Oh, that's cool.
Whilst that's happening, everyone else roll perception.
Another fight. God, I'm at 3 health.
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
Natural wasp. Wow. Good.
Okay, all of you. Yes, all of you notice this as you not only hear a couple of twigs snapping, but you can also hear like some grunting and frustrated noises. As you then hear a click, all of you except from Adrian turn around, and about 50 meters, if not 35 meters away, you see this guy, disgruntled, covered in injuries, and holding his revolver pointed towards all of you. You think that you can humiliate me? Oh, I'm going to make sure that every single one of you pay. You think that I care that I can or can't use anything? I've got so many different abilities that I've observed. I'm pretty much a walking stockpile. I will have it that every single one of you, every one of you will die. And I will be remaining. Who cares who I get the green flames from? I am the one who will become the champion of this. As that happens, there is a blur. Darts towards this guy, a behemoth-like shape. As he's suddenly lifted up by a silhouette and slammed into the ground, making the entire ground beneath all of you shudder as it cracks tremendously, pushing back, separating and parting parts of the ground, and even breaking apart the trees that are mere meters away from it. this large tower of muscle, standing in at around about 2 meters tall, just completely shatters this thing. This guy dissipates in a fog of his own bone and viscera, burst like a meaty piñata. His band disappears, and a blood-covered arm, half of the band is just glowing as points are racking up very quickly. You can only see the back of this guy. He's wearing a short-sleeve black shirt, and he's wearing black, baggy trousers, or pants if you're American. He's wearing also plimsolls for some reason on his feet. He has relatively quite wild-looking hair.
Oh no, it's you, Churro.
As he just sort of towers over this, hand just soaked in blood. Shut up! I was sleeping! It's like, what, 5 a.m. in the morning? And someone thinks that it's good to wake me up? Don't you know who I am? He then turns to look at you swiftly. His eyes meet all of you. A shudder throws through your spines. At least some people know how to be quiet. And I was getting such a good nap. Now, if excuse me, he waves.
Did you notice this as they're still?
Oh, you do notice it. You do
there?
notice it now as you sort of like hear the shudder turn around, and you just see like a blood-covered like mess, and this huge towering guy, blood covering his right arm as he just waves it once, and every single ounce of that blood is splattered onto the ground with great force, as if he just fired off a shotgun. His hand is perfectly dry. No. Sorry about that, I get a little angry and agitated when I'm awoken at God knows what time. So, you're one of those teens I keep hearing about. Answer me when I speak to you.
We
Yes.
were just going to bed. Too. We're a team.
All of you
Hello.
are looking at me like as if I've suddenly startled you. I apologize.
Enjoying your masterwork.
Roll me diplomacy, or I'm gonna say just flat charisma. Okay. He doesn't really take much notice of it, as he looks like through all of you. Every single one of you, why do I keep saying wanna? Every single one of you, roll me history or world knowledge.
I could do a world knowledge.
E20 -3 right here.
Why am I just getting a?
Wow. Oh wait.
I totally
No, no, it's different.
Two.
That was it.
Oh no.
Oh, I got one.
Not a clue.
Right, I know who
I don't
this
know
is.
about anything.
Cloak, you have no idea who this guy is whatsoever. What was that, history or world knowledge, by the way?
Oh, that's world knowledge.
No,
for
no,
me.
for Cloak, just real quick.
For Cloak. Yeah.
I will go with the history.
Okay.
No, world knowledge is world knowledge. I can't remember.
It's world knowledge. Yeah, you have no idea who this guy is. He might be a big deal, or he might just basically just be some rando.
There are a lot of people like this in the tournament.
I mean, yeah, big, strong dudes. However, Rakia, your entire body shuddering is not any coincidence. It's not just from survival instinct. You actually did see this guy completely trounce through one of the tournaments a few years back. This guy is a previous champion. You can't exactly remember his name off the top of your head, but all you do remember is this guy was able to completely dominate through his year. He seemed to have incredible speed, dexterity, and strength, and almost no one ever really landed too much of a hit against him. This guy was just basically a behemoth. Nobody really knows exactly what his deal is, other than just being incredibly aggressive, violent, and being very proficient in both of those things.
I mean, since I have my little scrapbook, would I have like a little picture, a magazine cut out of him? Like, not have a name or anything, just like have him inside
more there. You actually had seen clips of him rather than actually
right.
seeing him in any magazines.
They're like, it's a tournament champion. Just sort of, afraid. I'm afraid. Rakia is afraid, but also kind of in awe. Like a little bit of a fangirl going on then, saying, "Oh, he dominates." Ooh.
I'll be going now. Although, if you guys wanted to make any more noise, just know that I have incredibly good hearing. He smiles, showing off his incredibly large smile, his grin as his teeth. Almost all of them in his mouth are being shown off with this almost creepish grin. Like it dares you to walk towards him, but also warns you not to. Invitingly repellent.
I make. God, sorry.
No, go, no.
No, I just sort of like, I make, an almost childlike sort of like zipping of the mouth, like, without making a sound, to indicate to the others and to him that we will not make any noise without making any noise.
He then walks away. All of you, if you'd like, can roll me either a perception or an insight.
Ooh, I shall roll an insight. +5.
And depending on how high it is, will depend on how much you notice/see. Okay. Adrian, it's less that you're not perceptive, it's more that you're only perceiving or specifically focusing your perception on this one bloodied corpse, as the copier is definitively dead. He doesn't have a band on either of his arms. His gun was undamaged by the attack. You pretty much notice that. That's about mostly all you're sort of getting from this. However, I will say for Cloak, is that 10 roll yours, or have you just not rolled yet? Cloak? Or is...
Oh no, that's... Yeah, where is he? It's Bill.
Is it
I
just
think
Bill?
that was his role. I think
I thought that was his world knowledge or something.
It looks like the previous roll.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know if Bill's having technical issues. Well, either way, Fletcher, you also notice that the gun is removed, but you also notice that pretty much this guy, as big as he is, as terrifying as he is, he's just... You notice with your perception, he's also quite just content with moving on, and as he does so, his... Like, you notice that he has nothing on him. No weapons, no armour, well, obviously no armour, but no gadgets, no trinkets, no nothing. He's just here, pretty much just nothing but the clothes on his back. And Rakia, you notice that. You also notice how calm his body language is. He is furiously frustrated with the fact that he got woken up, but he also seems calm now that he is able to kill. Almost like a lion is, calm relatively after the kill has been made. But
if Rakia understands that.
As you look at him, his body, you notice just a small glimpse of the arm that has the band on it. The numbers read out. Now, I actually have this here, just give me a sec. I have to pull up the character sheet real quick. $7,500 points. I'm going to ask you to roll me willpower with disadvantage.
Oh no.
So I believe I remember you saying that your thing is hoarding / greed.
Oh man. No, it's NB/hoarding.
Okay. Yep. Roll.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, do D20 -2, please, Lord. Do not pick a fight with this guy, Rakia.
The group ends today.
Ah.
That's an 8. So it's less that you want his points. You want his points, but you don't want his points. Every part of your body is screaming to basically go towards him, but you're more just like seething that someone who is not you has points that high. You're not even in the thousands yet, I don't believe.
No, I am 192 points, and and I lost my lead from like 300, and more, and now I'm so mad. How come you can get that many points? That's not fair.
And this guy, as he
says in their head,
as he walks past, you sort of like, you almost want to say something, and then as everyone's like, okay, it seems as though, and then I want to point out, all of you who roll perception see Rakia sort of almost like salivating and sort of hunched over, like as if they're goleming right now. Like, it's almost like as if they're about to frickin' pounce towards this guy, which will not end well until it sort of like calms down just a little as they sort of breathe slowly, and then you're like, okay, Rakia isn't going to do anything silly. And then Rakia outbursts with these exact words. How the hell did you get those points? I want them.
damn it.
No.
As not even the third word in that sentence, he spins round, with so much force, mind you, that the entire trees start moving.
Oh.
His essence fills the entirety of this spanning of the forest. As he looks you dead in the eyes, your entire system is beginning to shut down. Fight, flight, or freeze has taken its place, and right now you are dead slap in the middle of absolute zero of freeze. As he looks at you, and then smiles. The only way you can get these kind of points. You actually have to be this strong. I hope that I see you later, because if I do, I want to see how powerful you can get. Until you can get at least in the, let's say, 10,000s, I wouldn't even think of coming close to me. I see. Haskonian. You admire me, but only because that you want what I have. I'll see you at the top. As he turns around and walks away.
Rakia's eyes are filled with determination.
I'm going to say roll nerve as well, Rakia.
Yeah, okay.
Can I ask, how far away is Rakia from the rest of us?
Rakia is pretty much like no further than a couple of meters away from you, and technically the same with everyone else.
Because Adrian may have to intervene using their powers.
Well, I've got 13. I'm looking for some on nerve.
So you just, your legs buckle underneath you, and you just slump down, like sit down, and you just like, your heart is beating out of your chest, kind of like after an actor or a performer just after a performance is like, oh, this is adrenaline of like relief. Like, I am still just finding it difficult to breathe. But my body is now like full of endorphins, knowing that I survived this encounter. The sweat is dripping off you, and as you breathe out, it's not cold, but as you breathe out, it is visually obvious that there is steam coming from your breath. That is how hot you are currently running.
Use my powers to bring Rakia back towards us, like just move the ground slightly.
I want to point out Rakia isn't that far away from you, and this guy this guy was like 35 meters away from you. So again, there was no problem there.
But no, mostly just so I can bring Rakia towards us, and then I will do the same thing that Rakia did and pat her on the shoulder.
Yeah, sure, roll for it. Oh yeah, okay.
Yay!
And you feel a hand on your shoulder.
You just kind of drift across the ground. You're like a conveyor belt.
This is strange, but I like it. Is the happy Rakia noises.
Cloak, are you back?
Yeah, I mean, Cloak just, I don't think anyone can tell, but he appears very disappointed and almost a slight bit of disgust in this situation. More at the fact that Rakia is just so easily baited, and Cloak doesn't really care for points at all, since they just make you a bigger target.
So you're more annoyed that could have gone one of two ways, and it nearly went the way that could have ended up killing all of you very prematurely.
Yeah, I mean, it's Rakia's a bit of a liability.
Okay.
Yeah, I am.
I'm assuming that you don't say any of that out loud.
No, but he does just go to Rakia making bizarre noises with Adrian. He says, "You guys are pretty weird, huh?"
Fletcher done to calm his nerves by going to search the remains of the paste that used to be the guy holding us up.
Roll me investigation, and then afterwards I'm going to say that you're all inside of the hut once you've done with this little bit.
Alright, is there a chance, I did actually say it, but would I have retrieved one of the knives that I threw at that guy previously, or can we just say...
since you didn't say one? No, so
yeah,
I'm going to say you've lost one.
I just have the one, that's fair enough, I just wanted to make sure.
I mean, Adrian could... Yeah, because Adrian gave you back one.
Oh, so I've got two? Okay.
Yeah. It's because that Adrian picked it up, but I assumed that Adrian then gave it to you, because you started this session with two, because I said that...
With three. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And then Adrian had one. I assumed that during the time after the encounter with that guy, that Adrian eventually gave it back to you, but you didn't pick up the one that you threw at him when he phased.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, I think that's what it was, because it was like...
So you're now down to two. Fletcher, you look around. Other than the gun, you can't really see too much until you find some interesting looking bullets. Now, some of them are weirdly enough broken. When you look at them, they have weirdly small, like gunky looking liquids inside of them. And as they've spilled out, they seem to have touched some of the blood of the remaining of the corpse, and they seem to have congealed it, similar to that of venom. Roll me intelligence or history.
Let's see.
Okay, which one is that? Intelligence or is that
Intelligence?
Okay. You know for a fact that people owning guns in this tournament is not. It's not against the rules. If someone is proficient and they have proved that they are proficient with a weapon, heck, you had to prove that you were proficient with your weapon before you were allowed to go in with it. Most people are. People with gun users have to show that they are relatively proficient with it before that they are allowed to go in with it. Otherwise, it's just a weapon that they get to start with, rather than the form of fighting style that they base themselves on. Rather than just they have something to make them even more unfair. This guy showed some level of proficiency with it, or did he? You're not entirely sure, but he was accurate enough to shoot in almost completely pitch black darkness, firing it at Adrian, who is probably, let's be honest, the smallest out of all of you guys. And when you look at the bullets, these are definitely not, let's say, regulation bullets. You don't know if this guy had the ability to make poisons, but if this guy had specially secret encapsulated bullets that when piercing into someone burst and then basically fed the poison into a person's body, introducing it to the bloodstream, this guy was fighting unfairly in a multitude of different ways, both as a warrior and also as a contestant. This guy was pretty much cheap tricks, and it just so happened that the cheap tricks that he stole from other people just so happened to be dangerous enough to give you guys an issue. The amount of bullets that you find there are 5 in the gun, even though it's a 6-shooter revolver, and you also find another 7.
Makes sense, he fired one.
Well, it's just that the other bullets that you find, because there was supposed to be originally 12 bullets that he had outside of his gun, but a few of them were destroyed after he got completely stomped in, or choke slammed to the point of which he burst like a melon.
So 5 bullets in the gun and
7 bullets outside of the gun that are usable.
Alright, I guess I'll take everything and the gun.
Okay. However, you do not see anything other than 1 badge on him.
I'll take that as well.
Okay. Again, based on your intelligence, it also seems like he was actually not lying. He must have been taking pot shots at people. Therefore, pretty much meaning that, like, he never took anyone's badges because he was too worried about, well, losing. After this, Adrian, I'm going to say that obviously you build the hole. How deep do you go underground?
Just about 10 meters down.
Okay. As you go...
Sure that each of us have our own honeycomb bed.
Alright then.
Like, more or less like a wee hexagon that we just... Remember the chutes I made?
Yeah. No, I remember, yeah. And do you seal it up?
Oh yes, but I leave a small, like, more or less like a...
Yeah, you restructure like a small hole sort of thing.
Yeah, like, but like make it like look like there was, like, it didn't just remove all the dirt.
You can make it look like a bunch of mountain, like, you know, like little molehills. So it's like they're structured to look like a small amount of molehills. So you've got like basically air holes, but to anyone else outside, it would look like molehills. Okay. Are you just having one, or are you having multiple?
We'll have 4.
Okay.
Like, spread out.
Yeah. Okay, so whilst you guys are there, obviously you don't really have any light in there, other than a small amount that might be creeping in through the molehills, but even then, it's still probably going to be pitch black for a long time. Once you're in there, and again, it's sealed up shut by... Adrian. How long do you guys want to go to sleep for? Or how long do you guys want to rest for? Short rest or long rest?
I mean, I'm fine with a short rest, but we're probably all pretty sleepy.
I will say your exhaustion is more down
combat.
to the fact that you've been in a lot of combat rather than the amount of hours you've been awake.
Yeah.
So what's everyone's vote? Short or long?
Short.
I'll have a short rest.
Okay,
How much
so
health can I recover from a short rest?
I'll just to lay it out on the table. Short rest will be 3 hours, and it will give you half of your maximum health back. As in, it will give you an additional half of your maximum health back onto however much damage you've just taken. A long rest, however, will get you fully rested, and you will gain a maximum HP back. If you are not forced unconscious, this is basically a really good way of getting full health.
I would go for the full health personally, especially since you took a lot of damage. You really fought well today, so I think we've got nothing to lose by having a long rest. I think
A long rest is 8 hours. A short rest is 3.
I only technically need a short rest because
you haven't actually taken any damage, and yeah.
No. Also, I kinda am paranoid about this area.
Okay, so you'll go to sleep for 3 hours, and then once you wake up, you're pretty much gonna just try and stay awake, but still in the dark, to sort of just try and make sure that no one tries to attack you or breaks in or anything.
Yeah, I mean,
If they can break in.
actually, if I have a short rest, if me and Cloak have a short rest, while the gang are having a long rest, we can go forage for supplies and stuff. And
here's the problem with
maybe
that: there's no way that you guys can leave without basically, because you can't physically leave because Adrian sealed it up. If you want to break out, Adrian will still be asleep and he won't be able to seal it back, and Adrian can't make doors out of this kind of stuff.
But
I think I'll just go for
Also, you would only for you currently have 23 damage in total taken. That basically means that you'd only get 18 back.
I think I want everything back. Yeah, okay, I've changed my mind.
Especially since you are an upfront fighter. I'd say the only person that would actually be able to benefit from just a short rest is probably Cloak and Felix, which, by the way, I will just for the sake of it, either state that Felix either is with you guys right now, or isn't, but still was able to hide somewhere for him to have a short rest. But the rest of you guys, I'm assuming, other than Cloak, want a long rest.
Yeah.
Fletcher? You still with that idea? I mean, you don't have to, I'm just asking.
Long rest would probably be more beneficial.
Okay. So that's what you're going for. And obviously, Cloak, you're just going for a short rest because you haven't actually taken any physical damage.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so, Cloak, you go to sleep for 3 hours, which basically means that it brings it up to 22 hours out of 48 hours, and that brings it up to 8 a.m. in the morning. You are currently in almost pitch black darkness if it weren't for the fact that you have a glowing armband that is constantly glowing red.
Very nice.
It's not great enough to illuminate the entire room, but it's good enough for you to actually have a short distance night bright. Any of your abilities that require a short rest to recuperate have now been recuperated. Over the 5 hours that you are awake, do you do anything?
That is a good question. I may just attempt to hone my mind.
Hone your mind. Okay, in those 5 hours, I'm going to say that you get... Let's say, for instance, you get 1 roll for each of them.
Okay.
So just roll, I guess, willpower 5 times. You can just roll 5 d20s plus whatever your modifier is. Okay.
Aha.
That is...
Not bad.
I don't know what your specific role requirement is, so I'm just going to state that this is training. So, 2...
Yeah.
well, technically that's a 20, so I'll say 3, 2, 2, 2, and then 1. So 3 and 2, 5, 2 again,
10, isn't it?
7, and then another 2. Yeah. So yeah, 10. Okay, so yeah, that's basically 10 successes. Everyone else, after a while, you wake up, but now it has been another 5 hours, as I just said, so it goes from 22 out of 48 hours to 27 out of 48 hours, which brings the total from 8 a.m. to, if I can actually frickin' grab it, 1 o'clock p.m. Or 1,300 hours, I believe. Unless my math is off. Yay, nay?
I think that's it. I'm bad at math too, so...
So the funny thing is, Cloak, when it comes to around about 10 a.m, you hear a weird voice, and it sounds very familiar. It sounds like the announcer, but it's only in your head. You can't hear it in your ears. As you then hear, "Well done for surviving 24 hours! Congratulations, contestant!" When all of you wake up, however, you then hear the same. It doesn't wake you up at the exact same time. It happens when you wake up. As you wake up, you hear, "Congratulations! You survived 24 hours plus inside the Omegan Championship Games preliminaries. Well done, done, contestant." Again, it's heard in your head, not in your ears.
I mean, I think that at that moment, Raki is just gonna like jump up like a cat that's been startled and just cling to the walls. Just...
Loud sounds inside my skull. It's too early in the morning.
Okay.
I don't have, so I can't tell the time.
All of you. I should probably actually state this. When you actually look at your armband, the top part, when you look at it, if you actually think, "I wish I knew the time actually does appear. Which is interesting, because I'm going to say this only happens specifically to... I'm going to say this happens to Cloak if Cloak fails a specific roll. Okay, so here's what I'm going to say to you, Cloak. You have to roll willpower. If you succeed the willpower roll that I'm going to ask you to roll for, you will get a point in one of the specific things that I ask for you. If you fail, you basically then look at the watch and wish that you knew the time. However, Fletcher, since you were the only one who said this, you know this is a thing after you wake up. Now that we know that, Cloak, I'm going to ask you to roll this, and this is considered as mind. So you can roll willpower, I don't mind. You don't have to roll willpower of mind. But if you succeed, which is a 15 or above, you will then get a point in it. If you don't, then you'll also unlock this interesting little mechanic. You succeed. You don't unlock this mechanic, but you gain a point into your successes.
My mind is focused.
Because you have, and I'm kidding. I'm serious with this particular one. You have the patience to not wonder what the time is.
As what? That is yes.
Fletcher, on the other hand, when you wake up, you go, "Oh, I just wish I knew what the time was." As you're looking at your wrist, it suddenly appears in white letters over your red armband. It tells you, at the time that you look at it, it is 13:01 p.m.
Oh, hey, that's pretty interesting. Did anyone else know about this?
See, I'm still clinging to the walls, like, just...
I was assuming though, but because it's slightly more bright outside, there is some amount of sunlight coming through the holes.
I'm going to say a small amount, but basically it's like tiny little sunbeams. I mean, again, thanks to that and your wrist thingies, you should be able to see a little bit, but not massively still. You know where I will say, you know where everyone in your group is, except from Cloak, because Cloak, I'm assuming that you still have like sleeves that cover up your band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know where everyone is because they're all in their wee Kuni sacks. They're on their wee hexagonals.
Well, yes, but what I mean is, like, also, I'm going to say this. The interesting thing about Adrian is that, like, although Adrian does have long sleeves as well, the material is thin enough that, like, you can still see the light illuminating under the sleeve. The reddish glow.
Hey Joe,
Yes.
I would like to investigate what material the gun is made out of.
Okay. You can either roll insight, or you can roll, I guess, weapon knowledge. If we still have that, if not, I guess it would just only be insight or intelligence.
I'm going insight.
Okay.
It's like a +1. 7.
It might be made out of iron or steel. That's about all you know. It's made of metal.
Adrian, could you figure out what this is made of?
Sure. I'm going to touch it.
You.
I'm assuming you're going to give it to me.
Yes. Well, it
I'm
depends.
gonna
Do
take
you want to hold a firearm?
You now are holding a firearm. This is the firearm of the guy who tried to, again, betray you. But yeah, this is his firearm. This is a revolver. It is made out of metal. The handle has a large, sort of thick plastic behind it. It seems like as if it might be a 44 Magnum. However,
Okay.
it has a snub nose.
What metal is it? Do I know? Can I feel it in my bones?
You can
Whenever I have
definitely
that.
feel that it is a metal, unless if you have some kind of ability that would allow you to understand what material it is. I'm afraid you probably won't.
No. Can I roll to see if I know what kind of metal it is?
Again, is there weapon knowledge still? I still cannot remember
Yes.
if that's
So,
a thing. Then
It's an intelligence.
in that
Yes,
case,
then is
roll weapon knowledge. It is either made out of iron or steel.
push me to transform it into something else.
Yeah, I kind of want you to make like metal spikes on top of my quarterstaff.
Sure.
What, kind of like as if it's like a big old javelin sort of thing?
Yeah.
Seems possible. Give me your staff and I shall do that.
Here you go.
And I will attempt, really hoping this doesn't fail.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it works. So what we'll do after this episode is we'll actually have a look how much. I'm gonna say that they're steel. How much steel that would actually be? So that the damage modifier would actually be the equivalent of throwing weapons. It's just that they're now fused onto the ends of thingy's staff.
Oh, my D8 to see how much they are.
No, that's not how that works.
Okay. If it does help, like blacksmithing.
Well, it's made like as if it's a blacksmithing thing. As I said, have a look at the weapons and forging. Go all the way down to small / throwing weapons and just look at exactly what a 17 or above would get you on the modifiers for a steel. Let's say you're a steel knife or a steel dagger. And whilst you're having a look at that, all of you are sort of waking up. You're sort of passing around objects, doing this. Raki, you're sort of like finally calming down from just that sort of fright inside of your head. Again, Fletcher, you've now said this outside in front of the group, meaning that everyone else now knows. If you want to know the time, you can just look at your little watch thing, or you can look at your wristband, your tournament contestant wristband, and apparently, for some reason, it will tell you the time. You now are all informed of this. And the funny thing is Cloak, you're just sat there like, well, I guess if I was also impatient, I would have also figured that out. Sort of thinking that sluggishly.
I'll get a load of these guys.
You damn kids and wanting to know the time all the time.
Can't
And bye.
just look up at the sun.
Yeah, can't you just look up at the sun, blind yourself, and realise, oh yes, it's nothing o'clock.
Iron or steel, did you say?
Steel.
Okay, so it's +4.
Okay, so blunt, when you hit someone blunt, it will be +8, but when you stab someone with it, it will be +4. So it does +4 pierce damage, or it can do +8 blunt damage.
Noted.
There you go. That's actually
Thank you very much, Adrian.
SP.
So is there anything else that anyone else would like to do?
I guess like I guess like if any, if since everybody's everybody's getting an upgrade, can Adrian upgrade my whip?
In what way?
Well, make it better.
So what damage does the whip currently do at the moment?
Yeah, no, it's Rakir's being like just vague, doesn't know. It does +3 slash and +1d of bleed.
Does it count as a small slash throwing weapon or a one-handed weapon?
One-handed weapon, I would say.
I'm not sure. Wait, what's it made out of? Is it made out of iron or steel?
Don't know what this razor whip is like. I'm not sure what it's made out of, really. I think it's more like a kind of chain type thing. So
I'd probably say then in that case, since it is a chain, it wouldn't be a one-handed. It would be a small slash throwing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could I roll? Can I like hold it and roll blacksmithing to see if I could make it better?
Yeah, go for it.
Like, if I could think of anything. No, I don't. Wait, no, blacksmithing I don't have advantage rolls for.
Okay, I'll give you, and I hand you the horn knives, and just present same question.
I don't think I can make this better, but I can try to see if I can think, and I will roll again.
Oh.
Do I know any way to make these horn blades better?
Based on their material, unless if you got really lucky with the right kind of equipment, you can't really make them any better right now. In other words, without a natural 20, which is basic.
Did Fletcher tell me about the poison bullets?
I was just about to mention, would these venom bullets help in any way?
I could attempt to coat the weapons with that.
I will say, like, most of you would at least know that the bullets are so small that even the amount of poison they have, it wouldn't exactly be guaranteed that they'd definitely be effective for any more than one attack, and even then, the coating of the poison might not always be massively effective. You also don't know what kind of poison it has. It did a lot of damage to you, Adrian, but there's still no guarantee that, like, placing them on the weapons, there's not really a lot to it. It's like a small drop, and yeah, it would be powerful, but who's to say that it wouldn't fall off or dry out before the first attack, due to how small of a quantity that there is.
Oh, I could still try. I will. So I'm just going to, like, I'm assuming, would Fletcher give me the bullets?
Sure.
I will attempt to.
How many bullets do you give?
All of them.
I will attempt to more or less forge them into one single. Into a single blade. I mean, wait, just to make sure, what do people want for me to make them? What should I make with all these two?
Yeah, dagger is fine.
Bullets would be useful.
Says the one guy who has guns.
Oh yeah, that's true. Save some bullets.
Adrian doesn't like guns.
I mean, another particular thing to also remind Adrian is that the fact that structure, you can technically put multiple things together, but the amount of materials that are in these are not enough to be able to even make a decently sized weapon. The best you could probably do with this amount would probably be basically like a tiny, very tiny, small blade.
I could make the small blade an attachment to the whip.
True, although it wouldn't
It
have.
does blade.
It wouldn't have the. That is true. I will just say the only problem is that it would not have the effect of poison, unless, of course, if you kept it all encased into it, and then it's like at the tip, and then when it hits something, it then bursts as it sort of splinters into someone. So it's like you make it on purposely relatively thin, so that then when it hits someone, it definitely cuts into them, bursts open, and then all that poison just leaks into someone for one massively deadly attack.
But then that's it.
Yeah, it's only good for one shot.
That's still.
Yeah,
Considering Rakia's instant death moves, I would say it's enough.
That's on brand with
only
Raki.
do that. I think only do. Don't use all the bullets though. Give some of them to Cloak, so in case
give
Cloak.
half.
I'll say this. You have basically what is it? You have around about 12 bullets in total because you have 5 plus the 7, so you have 12 bullets in total. The amount that you'd need for this is around about anywhere between 5 or 6 minimum.
Yeah, so
About 6 I shall use then on this one deadly attack.
Okay, so you'll have to roll.
His whip.
You'll have to roll. Yeah, you'll have to roll that and then just go for it.
On.
Yep.
14.
I shall.
Succeeds.
I shall allow it.
Does it count as deleterium, or what kind of thing does it account as for?
So it's basically the equivalent of like a throwing weapon made out of, again, I'm going to say made out of iron or steel. I'm going to say steel because it's like a mixture of multiple different materials.
Okay, so +4 then.
So it's +4. It's +4 piercing damage. However, the way that it's going to work is because it's so thin. Upon it striking someone and it's hollow, it will burst open. If it deals slashing or bleed damage, slashing or piercing damage to the target rather than just blunt force, meaning that it actually has to cut into or break through into the user's skin, the poison of up to 6 bullets worth will all be dealt to that person at once. And here's a fun fact: you have no idea how powerful those are.
So this is attached to my whip, then, is it? Or
It's
is it
basically
just on its
like
own
almost
thing?
like a blade, like a hollow blade at the tip of your whip. So in other words, like if you strike someone at the tip of your whip with this, it will just basically like smash into them, burst or into their wounds, and then begin poisoning them very quickly with a large amount of lethal toxin.
Ooh. Well, I'm gonna make it count. I'm gonna make this count, gang.
What do you do with the other
against
6
crazy
bullets and the gun?
Well, the gun.
The gun's already destroyed. Remember?
The gun is a part of my.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
not.
Okay. Yeah. No, I forgot about that. So what are you going to do with the other 6 bullets then?
Well, I believe Cloak could make more use of them. I have no ranged combat.
This is true.
I will say this: what current guns do you have, Cloak?
I mean, I have the pistol that I had.
That is a magazine-fed gun. It's not the same caliber as the bullets that you currently have. You would need a 44 caliber revolver.
I don't suppose Adrian could make them smaller.
Yeah, you could technically just sculpt the bullets a tiny bit.
That's actually true, sculpting the casings and the bullets, although you'd have to be very careful. I would say that Adrian would need a minimum of 15 or above to make sure that the poison was not released upon doing so.
I mean, Adrian doesn't doesn't like ranged weapons. That's one of their. That actually is part of the characters. They dislike ranged weaponry, so I don't think they'd help you to use a ranged weapon.
I guess we could always have. I guess we could always have a charisma off and see who comes out on top.
Yeah. Try.
What type of charisma?
You could try and persuade me.
It would either be persuasion or diplomacy.
I'll just go for diplomacy, to be honest.
Okay.
What do I have to roll?
Either nerve or persuasion, or again diplomacy.
Nerve.
Yay!
Yep. He makes a good point. It's like sort of on the lines of. I guess you could say I don't know if this is exactly what you're thinking, Bill, but like
he owes me that I owe him.
Kinda, but it's more. I mean, that's if Bill wants to go that
more
down
for the future kind of prosperity of the group.
Oh yeah, basically, pretty much like, look, this is a way that I find. You might not agree with it, but I am part of your team, and I have kind of also proven my worth.
Well, either way, I still fail.
You don't fail making the bullets smaller, you just remove the poison from them, meaning that they are now 44 caliber bullets that have now been transferred into the smaller caliber bullets. You now have just more bullets. Now I'll say
you don't know
they are
not
better
poisoned.
than the normal.
Well, it's kind of yeah. Well, I mean, in the darkness, unless of course if we're actually stating it that Adrian has actually like opened up the roof at to any extent or degree, it's the dark. That you're all in darkness. Therefore, Adrian doesn't know if it's worked, and Cloak doesn't really know if it's worked. It's like, oh, here's some bullets that I've now shaped better for your gun. It's like, okay. I will say this though, because you failed that, you don't keep the modifier of the original bullets makers, which means that they're actually based on your SP modifier, which pretty much means that they are bullets that you have now 6 plus 3 bullets, and they're penetration, not ballistic. And with this, I will say, all of you guys are now sort of like equipping yourselves and getting yourselves ready as, you know, you sort of... Adrian opens up the sunroof. As you now finally step on out, you know what you must do. You have a specific goal in mind. As Adrian says...
The beach.
And therefore, this is where we shall end this session, as you begin your treacherous march down the mountain towards the beach.
You know what this means? Beach episode!
No, there is the beach.
Best part is, at long last, we'll finally be able to clean our clothes.
Yeah,
our dirty, stinking, blood-covered and sticky clothing.
So this is the end of this episode. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening and or watching alongside us. Thank you very much to any of those who are patrons and or those who are just subscribers to us. Again, this has been the Animite Tales tabletop RPG, which is currently being developed and also play-tested, which is why these are called the Dev Plays. On this channel and this channel alone. If you would like to hear more from us, then definitely like and subscribe at the Animite Tales, or check us out on Twitter, or at least me out on Twitter at Animite Tales. This has been the Dev Plays, Crucible of Avarice. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you to my crew for joining me. Hopefully we'll see the returning of Felix next time, but until then, take care everyone, and have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Goodbye.
And as always, ciao ciao for now.